We're back, folks, and based on the live chat, so many of you, it's been quite the day. We are here to review another eventful AEW Dynamite. We missed last week, so we make up for it. We have a special edition to do so with the return of a familiar face here on Thursdays. We hope everyone is well, fired up to talk some Dynamite. If so, please like the video, subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, I know a few you've already got started, send in those wonderful super chats. But we have an expert panel for you tonight, folks. Marcus, back on the Thursday program. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good, my brother, and I heard it's a real unfortunate day for you out here today, Joe. But you made it town. That's the one thing that matters.
Yep. I've heard that too. I don't know if it's an assessment I agree with, but I've heard it a lot, and the live chat has confirmed it many times over. So I get the sense this is going to be an interesting evening here at Holbert headquarters, but we shall see. I sense you're going to be central to that kind of theme tonight. So how are you this evening?
I'm not really sure what you're talking about right now, Joe, but I'm excited to talk grass with my pals. You know what I mean? Fun Dynamite, up and down Dynamite. But the end of the show was really fun. I think before we continue on with tonight's show, I'd be remiss if I didn't lead us in a 10-second moment of silence really quickly. So let us begin right now. Thank you. Thank you everybody for joining me. That was for Joe Holbert and his dear uncle Donald Trump. Their family is going through a lot of things right now. I like Holbert is just here trying to make America great again, and these goddamn libs are trying to stop him. But he made the town anyway. That's how important speaking to y'all. Like, he just needed the distraction. You know what I mean? Like, when something just horrific happens in your life, like, you just throw yourself into your work. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
take an hour out of your life to, not think about the lawyer fees.
Yeah, not think about what's going on out there, man.
Yeah.
Listen, that was incredible. The 10-second silence was an incredible play because you had so many options at your disposal that we had to just kind of roll with it and see where you take it. Can only respect it.
It's a tough day for Joe, for Monty, for AJ Styles, for Nikita Lyons, for Tiffany Stratton, for Chris Jericho, for Dumb Guy Lives Murph. It is a tough day for these people.
Dumb Guy Lives Murph.
It is a tough day for all of these fucking people. It's a tough day for Bad Luck Fale too. But listen, this is what
deep cut there on the Republican wrestler list. That was a deep cut,
right? Which is like 90% of the industry, but
absolutely. Listen, but that's what we're here for. We're here for those of you that are reeling. This is your moment of respite, and that's why I came back today as well. I decided to make the town because at the end of the day, I came up on these reviews, Joe, reviewing Dynamite. I famously, on like my second review, just fucking cursed out Chris for no reason because he thought like the show was all right. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back here to talk with my guys. The Joe Holbert hosted Dynamite. I've not been here during this Dynasty era of the review show. But happy to be back. My first Dynamite review with AO, and God knows how fucking long. So we'll see how long until we end up butting heads on something. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Joe. You really negotiated a sick deal for me to come in on this day, and I appreciate that. You don't gotta tell Monty the details. You just need me to look into the books, right? We worked it out.
This fucking Mark thinks he's getting paid.
Well, I don't want to reveal. I don't want to blow up your spot with those negotiations, but I believe there went something like, "I'm on tomorrow," and I said, "You want to take my place?"
No.
Tag it in.
I said, "Sounds good to me, brother. I'll get myself a nice night." But nonetheless, we're here. I am indeed hosting, and we do, sincerely, folks, we have our fun. But I do want to apologize for no show last week. It was a unique set of circumstances. All three of your lead Dynamite review team couldn't make it, and I did not feel it was fair to Marcus to say, "Here's a solo stream for you, brother. Fire away." I didn't think it was the time.
Right. Yo, these comments have been killing me this entire time. Earlier, someone said, Ibu of the Republican Party, Ibu of January 6th, Ibu of Bohemian Grove, Ibu of Fox News, Ibu of QAnon. What the fuck is going on here?
Ibu, bro, there's a universe out there where I turn this Trump thing into like you're one of those African Trump supporters, bro. I was just like mad ardent for Trump, but I didn't know if that was too niche of a reference for our audience to really guess. I was like, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna play the classic to Joe.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fair.
my
We've told you for a while the Ibu of was a mistake all along. It's very it's ammunition.
It took a year
It
to
is.
turn into a meme though. Like it wasn't a meme. Now every video I'm on, fucking the comments open up with like Ibu of OVO, like Ibu of fucking all kinds of.
OVO's
Because
crazy.
like the like Chris O'Brien, like our friend Chris, right? Like his ad name being Chris O just left for like so much slander, and we would use it to slander him at times, bro. But yeah, Ibu of that was kind of crazy. I'm gonna start using that to my disposal. I can't lie.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure we'll see some examples of that over the next couple of hours here, folks. But anyway,
Yes.
we are here to review Dynamite, allegedly. I see there are many wonderful super chats already stacked up. So, feel free to take it away. I sense these are going to go in a range of directions. That's my guess.
I think that'd be very focused super chats.
For some
Yeah.
reason, StreamYard is not like starring these on its own. So if I miss your super chat, I apologize. Just let us know in the live chat. I'm gonna be looking at it. I'm gonna scroll and try to find it. But okay, first one. Isaac Godino, $2 super chat. We appreciate you. Diddy Don Guilty, Billy vs. Swerve. Hell of a week, man. Hell of a fucking week.
Forgot Vinnie Mac.
Hey man, just when Hunter gets announced in that whole thing, that's really when
That's your
Definitely about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time.
that's really when we hit the streets.
We gonna be up there.
Ekerto. I apologize for butchering your name. 50 Swedish currency. We appreciate you. Greetings from Sweden. In 2019, I was really close to giving up watching wrestling when AEW came along. It's been an awesome journey and may continue.
5 years.
What a great super.
God bless AEW and God bless America in Sweden. Ekerto, another 50 Swedish coins. Thank you. Regarding this week's Dynamite, I feel like a lot of things happened and made sense. The main event and the opening match was great, and Chris was awesome. I agree, bro. I feel like that was a career promo from Chris, and that's one of my favorites from Stokely too. Like it's a backstage promo. People don't really like fawn over them as much as in-ring segments and stuff. But I really enjoyed those promos from those two.
I'll tell you what, Ayo. Today was
What's
a big
up?
day for supporters of Chris Statlander. You know, today was a big day.
It was.
It was a Chris Statlander.
Kale, 20 pesos. Ebo WrestlePurists is 4 feet tall. This is true.
This is not true.
This is true.
You are shorting me. You are shorting me by about almost 2 entire feet there, sir.
Bro, every time we talk, you're like, yo, I would be 5'11" with like a little bit elevated Timberlands on. And I'm not lying. Like, this is not one of those like, oh, Joe DM'd me this. Like, this is what he said. He's like, bro, I'm 5'11" with Timbs on.
No,
and the Timbs be extra thick at the bottom.
Time out. I'm 5'11" with no shoes.
No.
Correct.
No. This is definitely not true. If you were that tall, you would not sprain your ankle on Thanksgiving.
Bro, we saw that picture of you and Tony Khan where TK was like towering over you.
That's not true. That's not
Bro, he was like punching over you. You know how small you gotta be for TK to like dominate you physically?
You know when you're getting up out of your seat and it's that kind of like old man crouch where you're kind of hunched over and leaning?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. None of us know what you're talking about.
Fucking choke on a cock.
None of us know what you're talking about. The chat don't know what you're talking about. You're smaller than Tony Khan. Chi-Town Spurs, $5 super chat. Triple H, Vince McMahon, Tiffany Stratton, Chris Jericho, Linda McMahon, Nikita Lyons, Trent Beretta, Bob O'Neill. Your boy took a hell of a beating. You know what's nasty, Ibu?
What's up?
And like, yeah, these people deserve it for letting it be obvious who they sue. But it's just like, bro, like, you talk to somebody in the industry and they're like, yeah, so-and-so's MAGA too, and so-and-so's too. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, what the fuck? Like, the people that are, you would never, like, even the AEW wrestlers You guys would never guess
You would
the
just
people
never.
in AEW that support Donald Trump. You would never guess in a million
The
years.
percentage is terrifying. Like legitimately, it's terrifying.
It's literally just the wrestling industry, bro.
Yeah,
But
it is.
if you're gonna be let it be known, I enjoy you getting mocked too. So it is what it is.
That SmackDown locker room tomorrow is gonna be so fucking depressed.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna print free Donnie shirts and shit.
They're just gonna be like, oh, what are we gonna do?
It's gonna be so fucking. Bruce Pritchard and Randy Orton crying and grilling.
They're gonna cancel the show.
Somebody take on Road Dogg too.
Oh my god!
Fucking Jericho's gonna be on fucking FaceTime with the SmackDown loggers. I didn't know who to call, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He's gonna subject us to a second learning tree segment next week. That's fucking protest.
Jesus.
Ricky Worley, $2 super chat. We appreciate you. H and Sarah was on Dynamite automatic 10. It was great to see him pop up, bro. It was great to see him pop up.
He had visa issues too, so that's a really good sign.
Yeah, he was one of the people that was listed. Wasn't Mystical listed on that? No. He was working at MLW, right?
No. A couple of them.
He was. Templario was listed. So hopefully that whole visa thing's done with. Do you know anything about that, Ibu?
Yeah, I do actually. I spoke to AEW about a week or two ago about the visa situation.
Mm-hmm.
And what was relayed to me was essentially that everybody should be cleared up relatively soon.
Love to hear it.
Yes.
Love to fucking hear it. I'm mad about all the cool shit we were robbed of during this visa issue saga.
We were doing some cool crossover stuff, and then we had to just fucking stop it. And all of a sudden, the Dynasty season TV was fucking notably not as good. So yeah, let's get more. I mean, we'll talk about it when we talk about the main event, but like that captured a certain energy that I really missed on this show. And if we can have TV cards littered with more imports and interpromotional stuff in this Forbidden Door build, I think that would really be to the benefit of the show.
It gives the show a lot of energy, bro.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Caden Lee, WrestlePurists' own of the Performance Center, $2 super chat. AW can't do Fallout from pay-per-view shows, SMH. I agree that they don't do the best post pay-per-view shows. Kind of like, because there's always good energy coming out of AW pay-per-views. Yeah. The next show is just like, come on, TK, like, do some fans that you might have converted a favor here and like try to keep them around. Yeah. But I feel like anybody who watched that main event is tuned in next week.
No,
it's very maintenance booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the November 2021 one. Marcus from that, yeah.
I went to that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been a thing, like, people used to make go-homes a lot. I actually think they've got better at the go-home show, but this is still saying they're like momentous pay-per-views, and the next show is just like, we'll figure out where we're going next time, you know? Whereas you would like to really give like a hook on the... Now, granted, when we get into it, folks, as I said, the main event this week was worth the wait. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Little Smoke. Oh, we appreciate you, $2 super chat. We appreciate you, bro. Joe, thoughts on the Hodge twins?
I'm not a big fan, I must say.
They're your favorite YouTubers, man.
You know what's nasty about the Hodge twins, bro?
They used to rock.
Before they started all this like Republican and MAGA shit, and even before they became like semi-famous comedians, bro, they were just like fitness guys on YouTube. And I learned a lot from these niggas, bro. Like I learned about stuff that I still use today. I learned from watching their videos. And they started being like comedians and shit. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Hope y'all get a bag. And they was like went straight to MAGA. I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, I was talking about it in my last fucking days, bro. Fucking, it's crazy. A lot of the like, sometimes I just like look up YouTubers that I was really into like 10 years ago, just see like what they're up to now. And then I'll look these dudes up. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, the problem with the woke Disney and
bro, it's crazy, bro. They're doing 5-hour fucking video documentaries on Disney Channel being woke and going broke and shit.
I go to Tyrone Magnus. I'm like, yeah, that's the guy that used to like, get hyped about Spider-Man. And he's just like, Marvel's trying to make you gay.
They're turning the freaking spiders gay.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh, Soros, $20 super chat.
Chris LeGentle?
One down. Vincent Big Nose. You're next.
Keep up the good work.
You can only hope. Thank you for the 20. Mr.
Yo,
Soros, I'll continue spreading your agenda on Twitter.
They're gonna ask Hunter about. So, what are your thoughts on your father-in-law getting raided by the feds? He's like, yeah, I'm trying to focus on the positives right now. You know,
bro, they're gonna raid WWE too, bro.
Yeah.
They're in on the suit. They're gonna be ripping fucking hard drives out, taking stacks of fucking documents and shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, Rossi. Oh, what were you about to say, Ibu?
No, I just said stay tuned, folks.
Now stay tuned.
Oh man.
Rossi, $10 super chat. Mr. Trump being falsely convicted for crimes he didn't commit. Liberals trying to hold the movement back, just like they're trying to hold Marigold back. We will not give up. Marcus, thanks for the donation.
What? That's true.
Marcus, have you been a secret Marigold enjoyer this whole time?
First of all, let me address this right quick. Matter of fact, let me get in front of the camera so y'all can hear me real loud and clear. I, Mr. Good Job Marcus, a quarter of the Fortune 4, has never and will never made a single donation or tuned in to a single show of Mary OVO. My family is kept firmly away from me, you freaky ass fan.
Marcus said, don't involve me in that shit. I'm a family man.
Hey,
I don't know anything that's going on,
that
Marigold.
show was, nigga, that first Marigold show was fire, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Man, listen, that main event with Bozilla and fucking Sari, are you kidding me? And Cork and Hall? What?
Nigga, you sound like motherfucking.
Yeah, we knew. Yo, Ibu, you're a Drake stan. We knew you were.
Hey, whoa! Wait a minute.
That's too far.
You stood with Drake the entire feud.
I'm a lot of things. I
love that that's where you drew the line.
Yeah, right. You stood with Drake the entire feud. You stand with Marigold now. You didn't have to tell us. We knew what was going on already.
Brother. We know what you want. Ibu of Mary OVO, aka backup to Deshaun Watson, aka backup Rocky. We know what you is.
Backup to Deshaun Watson's crazy.
Yo, you did used to be a masseuse.
I was gonna say, I remember that first came out when I accidentally leaked that I used to, do massage therapy, and people were like, Deshaun Watson? And I was like, what the fuck?
Look, bro, you were the original freaky ass nigga.
I'm not a freaky ass nigga.
All right. That's a lot. Anjan, $2 super chat. Is Joe gonna be tried in the WrestlePurists court for sickos?
You might
look, man. Hey, I don't even blame Joe for this because, like, the shit that he would talk about was literally sicko shit. But just like the fact, it was sick nigga shit. I didn't want to watch that shit. I'm like, bro, so like, if Joe wants to call himself a sicko over it, let him. But then, like, his fucking children that want to be him so bad just started like misappropriating the word. It's like that's not the context he uses it in, and he doesn't use it like 1/100th as much as y'all do. And y'all just took this and y'all ruined the entire internet. It's disgusting.
Hey, yo, Kenny Omega versus Okada. That's for the sickos.
For the sickos. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Shut up.
Now Will Ospreay's doing it. Will, stop it,
bro.
Please. Stop.
Bro, we were successfully able to shaming people to keeping it to a minimum. They're like, all right, let's probably curb on this whole sickos and freaks thing. And then Ospreay started saying it every week, and now it's back. So, you know what? I'm not tweeting about it anymore. I'm not crying about it on Twitter anymore, but it came up on this pod, so I had to say something. Yep. But y'all won. The sickos and the freaks, y'all won, bro. I agree.
You're not unique if you think Will Ospreay's good. You're not.
I agree, bro.
Sicko shit is something you randomly find on like an episode of like Glee or some shit, or a random WCW Saturday night.
There we go.
Like 3:30 in the morning.
I looked at this earlier. I researched it, and it appears the last time I used it was in reference to people celebrating with me that Nick Aldis was going to be a general manager on TV.
That's fitting. That is some sicko shit.
Yeah, because who could possibly give a fuck, right? It's like that works. And I give it up after that because I realized it was it's the same as the Dwayne Mana thing, bro. We lost that.
Bro, that Mana thing. Oh my god! It irked me on a spiritual level at a certain point, and that point was like all right. So I was on the Mana train up until that little like press conference they did in Vegas, and then that whole night was Mana memes. Which some were funny, some weren't. The whole next day were Mone memes. Some were funny, some weren't, and I just never wanted to see him again because it was so ran to the ground and so unfunny and so bad. We had to go all the way from there to WrestleMania Night 2. That's when people finally stopped, bro.
It's because Dwayne has overflowing amounts of aura. I will not use Mone. He has mad aura, right? And wrestling Twitter is full of unfunny people that don't have aura. And so being able to use him as a meme, as an avatar for their emotions and feelings, you know what I mean? It just got oversaturated, you know? So it is what it is.
That one's on me. That's on me. I run wild with it, and I didn't realize the power I had. Simply.
I didn't even wait. You are you talking about sickos or was Mone? Were you patient zero for Mone too?
No, definitely Mone.
Mone was crazy, dude. On my phone I had like 12 Dwayne Mone shots. Like,
oh no,
I was like deep in.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
There was one night I got off work and I was just watching like Dwayne's Instagram lives, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
Even and I lost our mind a little bit. We were like sending clips back and forth.
Like, bro, I was really locked into all those like pre-SmackDown videos he would post. I was like, "What am I doing?"
This nigga was making like watermelon terramana and shit.
So yes, to answer your question, Joe will be tried in WrestlePurists courts.
That could be a good show, actually. That could be a good stream.
Vaz fan 84 $2 super chat. Vincent Diddy last hope is that Don Trump pardon. Trump's last hope might be a Trump pardon.
Hey, Chef G, Sehado, I'm so sorry, but y'all, it's over with.
Can you imagine that party? A Diddy Trump Vince party?
I don't want to imagine.
Why are you asking us to imagine? You know what they're like. You know what
you trying to go?
You were there. He was there.
Hey!
In 86, he was there with Diddy, Trump, and fucking...
86 is crazy.
You with the hammer?
Diddy wasn't even famous in 86, bro. Yeah, right. But he somehow was there, too.
That's crazy.
Cheesy $5 super chat. They got that Thug Donnie bumping the pokey and my big dog H and Sarah working his magic. Big AO, we smoking on that Repub pack. Look, man, I'm not one to rub things in people's faces. We are always smoking on that pack, yes, but I don't want to celebrate too hard in the presence of Joe Holbert. He's going through some things.
You're famous for that. You would never sort of victory lap.
I would never do that. Victory lap is the antithesis of Big AO.
Great.
Andrew, another $2 super chat. Cody Rhodes gonna cut a rah-rah speech tomorrow. I think they no sell until they can't no sell any longer.
Stay tuned.
Mustafa Sadiq, I apologize. £2 super chat. Nick in the arena and Leo Rush gonna make Ibu an AEW stand again. There's nothing that can make Ibu love WWE any less than he does right now. Which is with his entire heart. So.
That was an incredible swerve.
What the fuck?
This nigga just loves WWE so much. There's nothing left in his no more room in his heart.
Hey, y'all made me sound like Vladimir Kozlov. He loved WWE.
I love WWE.
I love that clip.
It's so funny. Yeah, Anakin in the Arena was awesome. It was just fucking awesome, and I guess maybe this is a hot take. I don't know if it's a better match, but I definitely had even more fun with the Dynamite main event, and I'll explain why later in the show. But Leo Rush is one of my favorite wrestlers, and he's by far the most talented non-televised wrestler out there right now in America. So
not a Blake Christian guy.
Not really, you know, not particularly, but
not Jack Cartwheel.
But yeah, Leo Jack Cartwheel got to do.
Leo Rush, seeing him just made me so happy. It made me so happy.
Okay, never mind. Amari $5 super chat. Tiny Tower is about to get rated too. It's only a matter of time. Meet the McMahons. I agree.
Meet the McMahons.
Bro, this is nasty. Meet Ibu and Marcus' good friend Caster. He's not even on fucking Twitter anymore. Haven't spoken to this man in months. Came back to Dick Ride.
Wow.
The Dick Ride. This is crazy. Bro, we appreciate you, Caster. $10 super chat. Max is back. More Okada English promos, please. That's racist, bro. You can't say that. I take back that I said we were friends. I don't know who you are. P.S. Speaking of YouTubers, don't check on JonTron if you used to watch him. Hope all of y'all are doing well. I don't think you're allowed to say English, bro. You know better than that.
Go
But it
with
was
that.
that used to legitimately be in the anime community. That was a common thing that was just said, and
Yeah.
someone just pointed out, like, "Yo, that's kind
They were
of
like, yo, this is kind of racist.
that's kind
That's crazy. Does that sound crazy?
Oh my god,
Bro, this nigga came back to dick ride MJF, bro. Like, for those that don't know the cast or lore, like, when MJF was at his lowest, like, when he was doing dance battles and double clotheslines and kangaroo kicks deep into December, everybody was hating on this nigga. Caster was standing 2 feet down, bro. 10 toes down. He didn't back down. It was disgusting. Just him and fucking Ibu. Anyway. Jonathan Gomez, $2 super chat. Chad Gable, come to Jacksonville's biggest of bros. I agree. Chad
Duval
Gable's
kind of needs you,
fantastic.
bro. I'm gonna hook you up with a real estate agent. I'm gonna get you a nice crib out in Nocatee, bro. Golf courses, you can kick it with Trevor Lawrence and all that, bro. We're gonna make sure you can smoke and drink on the plane too. We got you. None of that frog shit.
Black Yakuza, $2 super chat. So how long before a honey on goat gets fried too? Yo, you know what's crazy?
Honey on Goat is
The
still
main
far.
I low-key have to go on trial for that, because did I popularize that phrase? Absolutely not. L. Shannon Sharp and NBA Twitter. But the main honey on goat AI image, I made that in reference to Taro Okada, and then I tweeted it out at 4 a.m. to Stardom's US audience on Twitter, bro. And then, like, one of the biggest Nick fan accounts with 100,000 followers used it the next day. So now it's like the honey on goat meme, bro. It's the one with like the honeycomb hanging off the tip of the jar and shit. Like, I made that, bro. So if you see that image going around, I was responsible for that. Me and Bing AI image generator. D Watson, $2 super chat. Thanks for the recommendation. What was our recommendation?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
We might have missed one of your chats. I might have to scroll. Anos the Sultan, $5 super chat. Jericho looking like Eddie Brock right now, praying for the judge's downfall. AJ Styles speaking in tongues right now.
Matt's Castro trying to write a rap as we speak.
That's an incredible super chat.
Joe, we may get an even more driven AJ Styles coming out of this, man. And that's
Oh yeah, he's gonna be an animal, dude.
Bro, it's definitely a lot of households in disarray right now in the wrestling community. No, just pray for your favorite wrestlers, family. Carol, 20 pesos. Chris Stylander. I 100% agree.
I agree.
Completely agree.
I agree.
Jumanji Hunter, $5 super chat. MJF not around to take credit for lifting the product with no NBA game yesterday. Shame. Feel like any result for this world title match will feel wrong.
We'll probably get into that, but regarding the match aspect, I feel like he low-key thought the show was gonna do a shitty ass number and was rubbing his hands together like, yeah, when I pop that 820 next week, let's go. And this shit, it is the best Dynamite number in a little bit. So I'm curious.
It was surprising, wasn't it? That, like, when at the end of the show, when they flashed up the MJF returns next week graphic, you heard some boos, because I think people just assumed like he'll be on Dynamite, but he wasn't announced. So yeah, it was a slightly strange choice, I thought, but maybe there was some ratings business at play. I don't know.
Yuzora Hart, $10 super chat. We appreciate you. A buddy of mine who doesn't normally pay attention hit me up asking about DMD to WWE. What is her deal? I've heard suspended, injured, and leaving. Plus, Soraya was dragging yesterday. Weird vibes.
Hey, man.
Hey. DMD got a weird case. You know what I mean?
You're around.
Joe has the same expression.
DMD got a weird case.
Oh, hey, man.
Certified dentist?
All I'm gonna say is not too much on Big Ray.
Yeah. With Saraya, right?
Not too much on
you know, some of us up here might have spoken to Saraya, not me. Not Marcus.
Definitely not me.
You know, I don't think it was Joe either. But you know, some of us might have, some of us might not have. I haven't, but I have heard from people in AEW, you know, that Saraya is legitimately frustrated that her match was postponed or like wrongfully announced on a YouTube show or whatever. And it was wrongfully announced, Ibu?
wrongfully announced. She and Mariah were under the impression that they were to go to TV to wrestle. They 100
because yeah, so people finding out what they're doing at Dynamite, like on Twitter, is not necessarily unique. So because like people go to TV and find out what they're doing, like not right before they go out, but they find out what they're doing for the day. They're just like, bring your fucking gear and
Right.
shit. So her thinking that a YouTube show announced her match is not like out of the norm for AEW wrestler, because I saw people saying like, why the fuck would she think that, like, if she wasn't scheduled and shit? It's because anybody on the roster would think that.
Yeah,
for the most part.
As she was
Yeah.
trying, like she believed that she was wrestling that night, and she got the TV, and it was like, no, it's not happening tonight. So, yeah, it's it appears to be a miscommunication of some sorts, and yep, it's gonna happen next week.
Well, I'm glad those super chats came and went without any incident or any.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, come on, those games.
You know, you got through them without any.
Hey, yo, when this show's
without
over,
any controversy.
and we're aggregated by like an Italian wrestling news site or some shit.
I'm definitely not sweating bullets right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
I am not worried.
I'm completely calm.
Joe, there was one worldwide. I finished it up, and it was like Luigi wrestling, and it was just like "Para nunca ibu of
Jesus.
Yo,
What did I say?
That's funny as shit. Kale with another 50 pesos. We appreciate you. TK saw 2 women's matches on the card and said, "Not on my fucking watch." What a beast, then.
It did pop me. Like those victory lap tweets, like it's happening. Two women's match. Like, nope, it's not
Feminist
happening.
TK.
Listen, man.
All right, we are all caught up on Super Chats,
Okay,
finally.
thank you. That was wonderfully well done. I thought it would be an interesting ride, but that was
awesome.
It was a roller coaster. All right,
let's talk about Don Callis.
Let's review Dynamite. Let's get into it, folks. We appreciate the super chats, like, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Let's get into it. Mercedes Mone was the open here, which I think was, we talked about pay-per-view follow-up earlier. That was a good call, right, to open Mercedes. That was one of the big takeaways. She won the TBS title, of course, on Sunday. What followed, I'm less certain, was the home run. Now, the promo part of things I actually think went pretty well. There's a conversation to be had about, like, which way they're taking the Mercedes character, right? She kind of leaned heel at the end of the Willow build and was back more babyface here, it felt. And then, in the midst of a promo that I thought she seemed very confident in, I must say, Sky Blue began to send a message from the big screen, a pre-recorded message to set up her own attack, and it was revealed that she was the one who did that dastardly attack backstage in that segment we'll remember with Alex Marvez. So there was a lot here. I'm not convinced the original plan for that attack thing was Sky Blue on the following Dynamite after the pay-per-view, to be honest with you. An interesting way to start the show. My positive would be Mercedes seemed confident. I thought she came across well. I'm not sure the Sky Blue angle had packed quite the punch they were looking for, but we will get the match later. Ibu, I'll start with you, seeing as you're back here on Thursdays. What did you make of the opening segment?
Mercedes is awesome. It's always a treat to see her. She feels like a star. The crowd obviously sees her as one. And one of the early things that hit me was just that clearly the awkward TV that she opened her AEW tenure with didn't damage her in the sense that people still see her as a star. Now, that notwithstanding, there was kind of this there's kind of a weird vibe from this. Like, again, she's reset back to babyface, which is like, okay, I guess she was just being a situational heel. That's a little disappointing, but I mean, it does appear that she's going away from Willow right now at the moment. But yeah, so I guess that's why they're doing that. It was kind of funny though, like the way she basically was like, "Man, Willow, that was fucked up what they did to you. You gotta get him, girl. You gotta get him." And it's like, all right, sure. I wasn't a big fan of the presentation of the Sky Blue aspect of this, and it piled on later with some of the other stuff. But like in isolation, like when she kind of pops up on screen, like, "Hey, Mercedes, that person that attacked you, here's my prepared video to show you that it was me." And it's just like edited, pre-recorded setup video, showing that she was the attacker, and it reminded me of that really bad angle where Mercedes was like moaning on the floor after an attack and stuff. But yeah, and then she attacks, and then they set up the match for tonight. As a segment, it was just kind of there for me, to be honest. It was just kind of there. But the basic idea of Mercedes being a show opening star that is seen on the level of being worth opening Dynamite is like that's the right idea. That's what you want out of, you don't want her to just be in the pre-tape universe and shit. But that's kind of my basic thoughts on that opening segment.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting too, like, this sky blue direction clearly is not some long, like, they did the match in an hour, right?
No,
Like, so it's not so much sweating, it's more the way they did it is the kind of thing I think we'd all like to see less of, because I don't think it suits the show that this is at its best. That's just a kind of a stylistic thing. But nonetheless, Marcus, what did you make of the opening segment?
Again, like we've covered the ground already. Mercedes is a star. The crowd obviously still sees her as that, even though the TV before was kind of awkward in places. But yeah, the sky blue thing, I wasn't all that jazzed about the whole attack angle as it was, because I got reminded of how weird it came off on TV when they showed the video.
Yeah.
Her mode on the ground. But hey, man, at least they tied a little bow on it and got the match done at the top of the hour. It's whatever. I didn't really care about it that much.
What did you think?
Thought it was I loved everything up until Sky Blue coming out. That's not to say I just tested what Sky Blue had going on, but Mercedes coming out looking like a huge star, feeling like a huge star, being treated like a huge star, opening Dynamite, having her moment and shit. Like Ibu said, I don't love her being reset back to babyface. I still think her turning heel is a long-term play, but it's kind of like mini yo-yo that they're doing right now, where it's like, all right, let's lean Mercedes heel in this Willow feud, and then once that's over with, just snap her right back to babyface. I think that's kind of weird, but it's not the biggest deal. And she has to be healed they're gonna put a ball on the Sky Blue thing anyway. And she has to be a babyface if they're gonna do that. So Sky Blue comes back out. She plays that weird angle. I didn't even hate that angle like a lot of you guys did. I just thought it was really weird that Mercedes just on the ground and fucking moaning. But they replayed that. I think it was left open-ended because they didn't know if they wanted to be like the Julia Hart Sky Blue universe, or if they wanted to be Willow, or if they wanted to be Chris Stat working on her own. They just left it open-ended, and they ended up deciding, let's use Sky Blue to tie this up. Yeah.
It kind of feels comic book in that sense. So they just did a mystery and an issue, and they're like, we gotta and like, all right, let's just,
because not like there's any, because after they did that, right, there's not like there was any type of hint.
Did AO die?
I think he did.
He appeared to have lost AO, folks. He was
so fired up. I will say though, it was kind of hilarious that I would have rather them just have Sky Blue like come out and tackle from behind like she ended up doing anyway.
Yeah.
And then just call it a day. But then again, do I really want Sky Blue talking with a live microphone? So it's kind of like pick your poison.
I think that's what I think that's why we got this the way we came off. It's just, it felt like what it was, right? It was they were tying something up, and that's fine. We got the match. I actually do like having this in your playbook. The occasional like segment sets up a match for that night. I know some people that's like too WWE. To me, that's part of wrestling TV. I think you can do that. I think it adds a certain excitement. The issue is you kind of have to train your audience that that's in play, because like a lot of us will look at the Dynamite lineup and just think that's the show, right? And it's like, so it's a very fine line. You want to kind of train your audience, anything could happen, but within reason, because you want to advertise things. So, but yeah, I thought it was a fine play here. I don't know how it was like, how the ratings responded to it, but I thought from the show's point of view, it gave it a little juice straight away. So
absolutely,
that was the open. We then went into an extensive Double or Nothing recap, which is like a very un-AEW thing that they did here, and I was like, my God, like,
right?
who's booking this thing?
It's like way too often they just kind of like move on to the next thing. Where it's sometimes I'm just like, guys, it's okay to kiss your own ass sometimes from time to time, because you do amazing things.
Sure.
It's 5 years. You've done more in 5 years than most companies ever do.
Yeah. When you put on pay-per-views that are of the quality usually of AEWs, and feel free to luxuriate in them, because I said this before, like there'll be some incredible things under an AEW banner, right? And they will allow their audience to forget it happened. And I'm like, if it was me, motherfucker, I'm immortalizing the greatest moments in my promotion's history all the time. I'm going to make you sick of seeing clips of Ospreay and Takeshita, for example. That's just like a broad philosophy thing for me. Like, just not to make too much of a comparison, but like WWE would not allow you to forget that Cody faced Seth Rollins with a torn pectoral muscle, for example, right? So yeah, it's cool that they do a recap of the pay-per-view, and if nothing else, I mean, there's going to be people in that TV audience watching that didn't get to catch Double or Nothing, so it's just good.
And you may even convince a couple people to buy the damn thing, right? You still can. Like, I mean, it's not you're not going to get a ton, but some of these recaps from old pay-per-views were worth watching on delay, especially like if you look at like Revolution, for example.
I used to watch.
Yeah, had a ton of replay value. So, yeah, so that I meant that as a positive, folks, to be clear. And then we went to the ring for Swerve Strickland. This was the what's the TV? The House of Dragon.
House Dragon.
Yes, thank you. Swerve Strickland and Kill Switch here. I did some statistics on this one.
Okay.
It appeared this was Kill Switch's second singles match of the year. Do you guys remember the first one? It was on Dynamite, I believe.
I actually don't remember this.
Eva, do you remember this?
I'm sorry. What was it? What was the question?
Kill Switch. He had one other singles match this year so far. Do you remember what it was?
It wasn't Adam Copeland?
It was not. That was last year. It was, in fact, a 2-minute shootout with Daddy Magic Matt Menard on Dynamite. When he came out with the tape.
I don't believe you. When did that happen?
He had taped ribs, and he came out. He's had 4 matches this year. What a gig, brother.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's completely slipped my mind.
My point is, folks, must have been a lot of rust here coming in against the champ, right? I mean, you know,
Oh, man,
it's
yeah.
a tough deal here.
Kill Switch, as he's called.
I will say, you know, I think everyone made their mind up on Kill Switch, the former Luchasaurus, very swiftly and in a positive or negative way, depending on which side of that argument you're on. He has genuinely got quite a bit better. There's a moment at the end of this match that I found to be very unfortunate, but I actually thought the match was pretty good. Ibu, did you like the match?
Yeah, and I wasn't particularly fired up going in because I don't think much of, you know, the Dino Lizard guy, but I thought this was a hot match. I thought we had some good back and forth action. He can move and stuff, and Swerve worked pretty well with him. And ultimately, I thought the finishing stretch was pretty cool. He kicks out of the Swerve stomp, and I know some people saw that as controversial, but Swerve ended up winning with the house call. And in my view, I think the house call should be Swerve's primary finisher anyway.
Yes.
Agreed.
And yeah, I thought this actually was a pretty good match. And the crowd, yeah. I took notice here that the crowd on this night was very good. They were very receptive to most things on this show.
Yeah, I wouldn't. While we're just quickly on the crowd, one thing I feel like we have to note: this was not like a bad house. The lighting was not flattering because there was actually quite a few people there. Like, it wasn't a sellout, but like I saw pictures of folks who were there. It was a pretty good house. The lighting made it look like it was no one there. It was crazy, but luckily they were loud at least. And yeah, to your point, like I agree completely on the house call being the better finish. I just hope that is like actually he's fit because the Swerve stomp, he either needs a better way to set it up or he needs to go quicker with it, right? Because guys will sit there forever and it's just it kind of it's a little rough, I find. So if that's not his finish, then I don't mind the dinosaur kicking out. If it is, I think that was an interesting choice. I'll leave it at that. Marcus, what did you make of our opening match?
I had a lot of fun with it. Like, the crowd was into it. I thought they meshed pretty well together, better than I thought they would. Swerve's still awesome. He's a champion for a reason. And Chris Nana always pops me. And his little spot where Killswitch tried to hit him with the chair and then Nana took it away from him. That was really fun. And I always like babyface managers being involved, but not to the point where it's like costing guys matches or being like the centerpiece of the show. And then again, like the finish was really interesting because I fully agree the house call should be the primary finisher because certain guys, he's not going to lift them up for the big pressure, the former JML driver. And the Swerve stomp at times can be kind of goofy if a guy's just sitting there for like 10 seconds and he's still trying to set up and everything. But yeah, I like he did it. He hit the house call, hit the Swerve stomp, kicks out. He doesn't like just pause and do the whole shocked NXT face thing that a lot of guys do sometimes.
Yeah. He
just got up and hit it immediately. 1, 2, 3, match over. And I like the ending angle, which is a callback to when Christian cut his dreads off. Took a little trophy of his own. So I had a little fun with that. I had a kick out of it.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of kind of ensuring that he keeps his edge, right? That was a concern of the first couple of weeks. I think they've actually done a good job of kind of steadying the ship in that regard. The thing about the house call is the finish. You can kind of do that out of nowhere vibe with it. I think we saw that with the Christian match, but you can kind of place that thing anywhere. He has timing to hit it pretty much anywhere. So, yeah, hopefully he kind of leans in that direction. Folks, AO will be back soon. We hope. We're very confident he'll be back soon. Once he is, I will ask what he thought of this opening match. But in the meantime, we will proceed with our regularly scheduled programming. Jon Moxley promo, doing everything in his power to convince me that this was a dangerous one.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Like Eddie Hearn level sell on this thing. Like
Right?
he explained that what was the quote? Rocky Romero can beat anyone on any given night. And I was thinking the odds have not played out that way thus far, John, but I co-sign.
Not on that, certainly.
Like I don't think half your audience is watching like Super Veernesses and CMLL or like some New Japan strong shows, bro. It wouldn't happen to Mox.
It was apparent, we joke, but it was apparent that this was a match he wanted to frame it as being something significant, because obviously I think I'm breaking news and saying that there's a lot of respect for Rocky among the wrestlers, and sometimes their perception is different to the guy sitting in the crowd. And I think Mox was trying to bridge that gap here. Ibby, what did you make of Mox's little backstage promo here?
It was a professional wrestling promo on a show that didn't have that many pro wrestling promos, so it was very appreciated. And even though I'm up and down with Mox in terms of being tired of him as a TV character, and sometimes I'm fired up by him, he's becoming now refreshing to me on a broadcast that sometimes can be tonally all over the place. So when you just kind of see him being straightforward and just being a gunslinger, being a guy who's walking wounded into a fight, just trying to just hang in and survive for another day, it's good shit. It's good shit. So yeah. I like Mox in this mode, and even though he's still a part of the BCC, this framing is the Mox that I prefer. It's the pandemic Mox. He's beat up. He's tired. He still shows up to work. He pulls the wagon along. He guts through it, and then you live to fight another day. And that's the Moxie I like, the cowboy that's by himself.
Yeah. Just quickly, obviously we'll cover the match, but I'm a little concerned because I was pretty hopeful that we were going to get the Roppongi Vice reunion. We talked about it a lot, and I feel like that was a good thing for the tag division. Trent, of course, took a different direction on this. Is Rocky just forever the babyface who gets the shit kicked out of him on TV in 10-minute matches, do we think? It feels
Probably
like
at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy you could throw in there for 10 minutes, good match, get out.
Yeah.
It does appear that this is just what his role is right now. And it's not terribly interesting.
I wish he was a heel, man.
Yeah, because he's a great heel in Mexico. It won't be the exact same over here for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But he's really good at that role, and this is the least interesting version of him in any of the promotions that he works. He very much feels like the guy that just, because Tony always does this in his booking style, right? Where he finds the guy that he just like, I like beating you in 10 to 12 minute matches on TV.
Bobby Fish.
Right, and that's
God.
your role. That's your role for about 6 weeks, and then he moves to the next guy to do that with. And Rocky Romero appears to be the guy in that role right now, and it's one of those things where it's like he's gonna lose, and you get the same match every time. So yeah.
Dude, do you remember that Bobby Fish cycle where he just
it was unbelievable. The worst was Jay Lethal though. Jay Lethal was just like, it was like, come on.
I don't, because that Lethal had that weird stretch as a babyface where like the people kind of were into him. Remember when he wrestled Mox and they kind of wanted him to win? It was like a weird little deal, and then he turned heel.
Why?
I kind of remember.
The first match he had with Sammy when he first got the TV, that shit was awesome. People were so into him.
That was crazy. There's stretches where Tony hates Brian Cage, and then there's other stretches where Tony's like, all right, I'm going to have Brian Cage wrestle every week for 2 months straight.
Dude, I laughed out loud when... Go on, Marcus, go for it.
Y'all remember that time where he like first came back to TV after like everyone thought he was out of the door?
Yeah.
So like Tony, like just to break kayfabe here, like Tony was hyping him up to Warner execs, like I'm gonna use him so much, like he's so good, like he's gonna put on some really good TV matches, and that's kind of what he's done, more or less.
He's been good. I laughed out loud on Saturday, or whatever it was, but he was like, "We are now the cage of agony." I was like, "All right, that ain't a playoff team, brother."
Nah, but that is an 8-9, 9-8 team that like misses the playoffs for like a game and a half.
Yeah, I like all of them as talents, but nonetheless, let's move forward. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I actually have nothing left to say about this whole deal.
Yeah, I don't
TV
either.
time, Chris Jericho.
Oh, you're talking about the TV time
Yeah.
set. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I didn't mean
I
Bobby
am
Fish.
the
I was,
Featuring a literal tree.
Dum, dum,
Big-
dum, dum.
Big Bill introduced Chris Jericho. He brought out Brian Keefe. The worst part of this segment was that Brian Keefe appears to be like a capable live promo, which like kind of makes it worse to me in many ways.
Oh,
This was bad.
You cut a live promo? Holy shit.
Yeah,
and it
man,
was good. It was confident.
And you're finding it
Yeah.
out as he's beginning this role, you know? You're like, damn.
Yeah, his promo was good. It's just, it is what it is. And then to make matters worse, the icing on the cake here was the Samoa Joe remains involved in this.
That made
And
you.
I'm like,
That made you.
yeah, I broke. I kind of think Jericho's wrestling Samoa Joe at Wembley, and like,
oh my god.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh,
because like, look, let's be real. I'm not even trying to be dramatic, but like Chris he will have a lot of say as to who he's wrestling at Wembley Stadium. Like, I ain't breaking any news, And well, there you go.
This is so unfortunate.
what thing's still going on is crazy,
Like,
Yeah.
bro, this is not a real belt. Get away from it. Do something else, please.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a shame. I don't want to do like a full segment because at this point it is what it is. The fact that like the just whole thing is as deep as like it's like you get it like TV time, like it just sums up the whole deal, right? Like that's it. That's as funny as it gets. Yeah.
LOL, the bit is that it's bad and we know it's bad. It's like, all right. Okay.
It's like, hi guys. Like, shut the fuck up, Chris. Go home.
Can anyone let
please.
AO on the screen?
He
may be locked out.
I'm logged out of the WrestlePurists deal. Is
Can you
AO
log in?
I don't know if I have a log. Let's see. This is the AO rescuer. Can AO not let himself? Oh, because he's on his phone.
He's switched.
Yeah, he's on the phone. The AO retrieval arc.
He can't let himself up.
Forget him.
Hey,
We're up all night, dude. We can't end the show.
Can't we have like Rob just do it? Someone not Marcus, hit up Rob in the meantime while I try to get off.
Emergency Rob rescue.
Tell Long disappears.
Yeah, Marcus, hit up Rob and try to get his attention. And while you do that, Joe, just completely continue as normal, and I will see if I can log in the meantime.
Okay. All right, folks. We're going to try our best here. The TV time segment was bad, is our official report here on the Dynamite review. Bear with us. We're getting everything sorted out. I promised that I was going to have a chance to talk about the Swerve match in a little bit here. As soon as we break him through the door, we'll be fine. Stephanie McKeer video. This was cool. I mean, it was a little bit of a back signal situation, right? I think for a lot of us, you kind of did the maths on that, but it was cool. I'm glad they did it. I'm always for stuff like this. And then they got to the match that we were kind of talking around a moment ago. John Moxley, Rocky Romero. This was very much in the category of, high level work from two solid pros, right? One of those deals. Very professional. Rocky is really, really good, man. I mean, he is just a tremendous pro wrestler. Mox is selling the shoulder right now. I thought this was a good wrestling match, Marcus. What did you make of Rocky and Mox?
It's a good professional TV wrestling match, I liked immediately off the rip. Rocky went straight to Moxley and took the fight to him, attacked the arm constantly, arm bars, stomping on it, the whole nine. Like, we didn't forget that he got Pillmanized on Collision, and Takeshita did some work on it on the pape, and then Rocky continued that and tried to give himself a chance. I do find it very funny, though. Well, not really funny, but like the way he had the one arm like deadlift Rocky to a powerbomb and try to get out with the injured arm. It was like, box. Brother, I know adrenaline's a thing, but damn.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by what if he's working Naito, I guess that's what the match they're gonna have. It sounds interesting.
one guy with a kayfabe injured arm and another guy with two shoot injured knees.
I was gonna say exactly. He doesn't feel like he's the one that should be doing the limb work there, but maybe. I mean, I could see it. Yeah, I assume you haven't been able to log yourself in yet, but would you like to talk about Rocky Romero and John Moxley?
I'm being like a caveman on this laptop trying to get this shit to work. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I thought it was just kind of there, to be honest. But Mox is cool. He's in good shape right now, and he got a nice little win here on this wrestling program.
He did. We're without a win right now, folks. Just in case anyone's unaware of the situation we're currently in.
This is so funny.
There is a chance that we are just on the air now for the rest of the night. Like the three people you're watching right now cannot end the show. So
yeah, we're just gonna be here for like in perpetuity.
Joe, can you imagine 6 hours from now, like, and all you hear is pots and pans rustling, and
Pena comes on screen and barks at you and shit.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
We can't even put any like graphics on the screen or play videos. We're just sitting here.
We're just here.
This is nuts. How do I?
These are the games we play.
All right. We are in the middle of the AO retrieval arc, y'all. We almost got him.
I wait. I think I remembered Monty's login. Fuck!
Okay, don't say it out loud.
Never. Of course not. It sent the 6-digit login code to Monty.
That's what it does. Yeah, that's what it does. And now we're gonna get office heat.
That's crazy.
He said to me earlier, "Do you need a login?" I said, "No, I was there. Fuck it, we're fine."
Ah, you mother!
God damn it!
He asked me earlier today. I said, we'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?"
Is Charlie alive? Can someone hit him?
Brother.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's interesting.
This is crazy. This is the only thing that can happen to us.
Because the thing is, even if I have the password, it's gonna send some fucking gimmicky shit to Monty.
Yeah, he's gonna have to, and then we got office, and we all get fined. He's gonna come. We're gonna go to the principal's office.
Breaking news from Mayo, quote: "My laptop charger is fucking cooked."
No.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to wake up Charlie.
Could you imagine?
Please come and save us.
He said, "I'm using a phone charger to turn on my laptop."
Oh, we're so cooked.
Yeah.
All right, we'll push forward.
When AO restarts his own heart, he said it's going to take a minute. Yeah, I would like to think a phone charger charging a laptop is going to take a little bit.
Yeah, it feels likely. It does.
We'll power through.
Okay.
He'll make it in time for the main event. I believe in him. I
believe in him. It's more the surrounding pieces that we're working with.
This is his MJF Full Gear 2023 moment.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
Well, we'll see how that goes. All right, folks. Samoa Joe and Hook backstage. The framing of this was very funny, where Joe had to pretend he wasn't aware he was going to be on TV. And was like, oh, shit, they're watching us. You know, he was giving tips to Hook, and then he cut promo. And look, I don't really care for Joe and Hook to be like attached by the hip, but it's a much more flattering presentation for Hook to just stand there while Joe talks, right? Like it comes off a lot cooler. Joe had like a line about we'll do it on our time, not theirs. I assume we're headed to some sort of deeply unfortunate trios match. This was pretty good. Like seriously, I don't care to see it, but like the Joe Hook idea is pretty good. I actually think, to be fair, Marcus, are you into this?
Into it, not really, but it's Samoa Joe, so I'll give it a good shot. See, like the worst thing that could have ever happened to Hook was him picking up a microphone. So Samoa Joe just doing all the talking while he just stands back there and tries his best to look menacingly instead of saying, "I'll fight you, Joe. I'll fight you."
Yeah,
like that's a much better Hook, pun fully intended. And also that trios match is going to be very funny for so many reasons, because 5 out of the 6 people in that match are actively, 4 out of 6 really, are actively pretty solid to really cool wrestlers, and then it's Jericho and Hook. So can't win them all.
You know what? You're actually the match itself actually could be quite good. Like, now that I think about the full lineup, if assuming Shibata is the 6th man, Yeah, sure.
probably.
Big Bill and Samoa Joe minutes. That'll be fine,
It's
right? That'll be good.
gonna be Shibata, Hook, and
Yeah.
Joe versus the Learning Tree.
Where do you think this is going, Ibu?
FTW Rule 6-man tag, and then ultimately, this is all going to be a one long big runaround to lead to Hook beating Jericho and getting his FTW belt back. And I could see him getting his win. You know what I could see them doing? Because All Out is right after All In. Joe could coach Hook to victory to then rematch against Hook to tie it back to their first singles match where Hook could not beat Joe. And now he finally get his big win on Samoa Joe in Chicago.
I could see that, definitely. I wonder if there's like a plan here for some sort of Samoa Joe faction or something. Because it's kind of a weird, like, the character Samoa Joe giving a fuck about this is kind of weird, isn't it? You know?
I don't know why anyone gives a fuck about any of this.
For sure, but like Joe is like a full-on like mercenary. He's not any friends really.
No, of course. But even like Jericho like being this invested in like Hook to start the storyline made no sense. All these characters all of a sudden wanting the FTW belt makes no sense.
Yeah.
And it's the Jericho Vortex, as much as he wants to meme it, it is a real thing, and it's drawing in all these wrestlers that are just going to kind of hang out in this orbit for a few months. I'm thinking. I don't know when they do because the trios match feels like it feels like something they'd like to do on a Wembley undercard to just kind of get some guys in the tag, right? But then, when do you do Jericho versus Hook 1-on-1 to finally blow this whole deal off? So we'll see. Maybe they do that one at All Out, and then fucking Joe and Hook is the Wrestle Dream match. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I will say there's a story to tell with, Taz was very briefly a mentor to Joe, right? And that like they've kind of like Taz has like said it, but they haven't really made like a thing of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest highlighting that to explain why Samoa Joe gives a shit about the development of Hook, to be honest with you. But I don't know. We'll see what they come up with.
They some way said where it's like you wrestled me, or you had all this support around you, now you're just stuck at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. There was a line. Remember when it started? That was Joe's line when it started, right? It was like, I really thought you were going to be something special. But, I don't know. Don Callis, who is very seldom seen on these shows, as we know, made a special appearance. And he was in the ring with a microphone, and he was here to offer Orange Cassidy a contract. I saw there was some controversy or debate, I should say, online about whether he was offering Orange Cassidy a contract. Initially, he was offering Orange Cassidy. For some reason, he seemed to think Orange Cassidy was going to agree to this approach.
Who was fooled by that? Who?
Yeah, I know. It was always very obvious it was going to be Trent in the end, and that was, of course, what happened here. Orange tore the contract up and said no, which was a step too far for Don. Out came Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statler for their first of 2 appearances on this show for a whole setup where Chris said, on behalf of my best friend, he accepts, cut back to the ring, there's Trent Beretta, and he busts Orange up and joins the Don Callis fan. Oh my God, is he back? Did we do it? We didn't do anything. Did he do it? Did he do it, folks? I think we're going to be able to go to bed tonight at some point.
Wait, can you unmute?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank God.
They said I couldn't do it. They threw racial slurs at me. They threw homophobic slurs at me. They threw all the fucking types of slurs at me that you could imagine. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm on. Oh, you know when Iron Man 1, where Tony Stark saves his life with like a piece of shit fucking reactor in his chest that he made in a cave. That's what I just did to turn my laptop on. I'm using like a universal charger base that works in like 6 different companies and 2 different iPhone cords. It's not even charging my laptop. It's just like keeping it on. So like,
what is crazy?
To quote one famous Joe Holbert, these are the games we play, folks.
There was a lot of panic in the studio. I gotta be honest with you. I was sweating bullets. I thought we were gonna have to do a 24-hour stream.
I had no clue nobody else had the what's it called? Had like the
no, none of us did.
Yo,
the
Ayo,
StreamYard key.
Ayo, I was hopping into different dimensions to see anyone awake, and if this is like a movie or like a comic book, like it's like
Bro, I saw you hit up Rob. I was like, bro, that's not going anywhere.
like meanwhile
Yeah, I
in
just said
Louisiana,
those are-
Rob's like knocked out. Meanwhile, it's fucking in like London, like Monty's dead. Like, it's like, all right, bro.
I was telling the guys that Monty earlier today was like, "Do you need the login?" I was like, "No, AO's there. What the fuck? You don't need no login. I'll be fine."
This is God punishment.
Yo, Ayo, Joe's trying to play it off. Bro was mad shook, bro.
I was terrified.
He was putting
I'm
bullets
gonna
in.
try and play it off. I'm still
Like,
sweating.
Paper was getting thrown all through the
Yo,
studio.
yo, that man was
all
like-
type of curse words I never heard of before.
Man, Joe, he looked at how much was left of Dynamite. He was like, "What the fuck? What are you gonna do?"
We got like 4 seconds left.
It's like we didn't get to the good shit yet.
I did a detour about Rocky Romero's roster placement. I was fucked. I was talking about Bobby Fish.
Bro, this is a combination of the Sasuke retrieval arc and the episode of MacGyver rolling the one.
Bro, oh, I just heard a laptop noise. Who shit was that? That was a
That
laptop
was
charger.
mine. I'm trying to
Oh,
I'm
no.
trying to maneuver
Yo.
some more things over here.
Yo,
But
chill
we're
out,
good.
bro.
We're good.
Yo, chill out.
He's like,
Don't touch it.
PTSD.
Don't touch that. Yo, that's just home. That's just a 2% plugged in charging.
That laptop is my ticket to bed at this
Right.
point.
Don't
Bro.
make any sudden movements. None. Just stay where you are. Stay stationary. Just rock out.
Yo, Ayo, I found Monty's login. I did it, and then it said set the 6-digit code. To
Yeah,
Monty.
all it does is send a code to his
Mhm.
email.
I was like,
That you gotta get back. I was like, yeah, don't do that. Yo, Monty asked us what happened. You know, nothing. Evil
No,
just
That
beat
was
evil.
fun. We were just doing a bit.
Don't sell.
Evil
Just don't
just
sell
beat
it.
evil.
we were doing
We were ribbing on the square. It's fine. Everything's okay. All
Alright,
right. Now that you're back, I
all right,
would
my
like to
quick-
get your.
My
Go
quick
for it.
thoughts. Joe,
Yes.
please remind me about the segments that I missed.
Honestly, I think the only thing that's worth you talking about, I think you should have a chance to about the Swerve match. What did you make of Swerve and Kill Switch?
I enjoyed it, for what it was. I don't think Kill Switch, formerly known as Luchasaurus, is the best professional wrestler out there, but he does things. He's tall. He's muscular. You can't teach that, Joe. You can't teach somebody to get to shoot 6'3", however fucking tall he is, right? He's swole. He wears that mask. The kids love it. Mark's little brother loved it at the time. People yelled at him for it. It was real sick shit. It was real disturbing. I don't know why he talked to a child in that manner. Tell him to go watch Chicago Phil and shit. It was nasty. But,
Right?
yeah, I liked it for what it was. I saw some discourse. I was like, oh my god, Swerve's being treated like a mid-carder. Oh my god. And some of it's just disingenuous, like, oh, like, I don't like your company, so your world title reign that's currently going on sucks. Like, some of it's that. Some of it's just people that are, like, genuinely fucking stupid. Bro, like, he had a Warner Brothers Discovery match named after him. Like, the reason why he didn't close was because who his Forbidden Door opponent is a more important angle than whatever he has going on with Luchasaurus, bro. And like, so what is he gonna do? Is he gonna wrestle like John Moxley in a title unification match on a random Wednesday night Dynamite? What you want him to do? So I had no issue with his placement on the card right after Mercedes. I think that's a great spot on the fucking card. So that's my thoughts on the Swerve Kill Switch match. The learning tree shit, I'm not going to talk about that too much. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen AEW produce. I don't know. Maybe there's been some stuff on like those like last summer's rampages that were kookier, but like that, like this was just like this was irredeemable. Brian Keith could cut a decent promo. That was nice to find out, but it's gonna be for this, so that's unfortunate for him. There was a 2-week period, like a month or so ago, Joe, where me and you were both like on the same train. That was like, all right, Jericho's done these 2 like learning tree segments. And so far, it's been a lot. And if this was in a vacuum, we would even be able to call it okay. But like that time is long gone, Joe. This is dog shit TV. This is awful.
This is irredeemable.
Yeah,
It's over. And I was, when you were gone, I was talking about the fact that Joe's going to get entangled in it makes it like, this is the end for me, dude. This is...
Bro, Joe's music hitting was like the first thing that made me like look up from my phone that entire segment. But like,
Yeah.
still, there's only so much Samoa Joe could do.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's a shame. I think we're all kind of I think the weekly review squad is kind of tired of talking because it's just like it's going to be on the show every week, isn't it? I think we've all just kind of conceded on it. It's a shame.
It is what it is at this point.
Yes. So just as you arrived or returned, I was talking about the Trent Beretta Don Callis angle.
yes.
So we'll get into that now. Marcus, what did you make of the in-ring angle and then of course the direction of Trent joining the group?
You see, I have a lot of mixed feelings about Don Callis in that the fact he was all over Double or Nothing and then had a big angle here was kind of crazy because I don't need to see him that much. Then he gets in the ring and has these in-ring segments, and the crowd is booing the dog shit out of him. And the segment itself, with how Orange Cassidy doing his little slowly tear the contract thing, that's just what he does. And Stat and Stokely coming out, and then Stat accepting the invitation on his behalf, and then Trent comes out and beats the dog shit out of Orange Cassidy and makes it bleed. I was like, damn, this is actually really good television. The problem, really care about the Orange Cassidy Trent feud. So it's like in a vacuum, the actual angle itself, I had a lot of fun with it. The actual direction and the people involved, I like them, but I don't really want to see this as a feud long term.
Yeah, I don't think it helps that they're both. I mean, obviously Trent has been really reliable. Orange has had many great matches, but they don't actually appear to have the best chemistry as opponents, to my eye. Now,
No.
I think that will change when they get to their like bloodbath match, which is coming. That'll probably be awesome. But the first two matches haven't been like super inspiring. Oh, what did you make of this in-ring angle here?
Thought it was pretty fine, if not like the most interesting thing ever.
Yep.
You know, I was talking to Ibu about this. Where like AEW has a problem where it's like they have a long-term baby face or a long-term heel, and they just like stuck in their spot of the card, whether justifiably so or not. They're just stuck in their spot of the card, and then they're like, oh, I guess it's time to like freshen this guy up or like give him a quote unquote push, and they just turn him heel or turn him baby face. But it's not like actually a push. It's just like doing something on TV just to like do something. Like I feel like them turning Trent heel is just to do something. I don't believe that AEW believes in Trent as like a singles heel. I don't think he's gonna go on a crazy singles run. I think he's gonna be like the tag guy in the Don Callis family with Kyle Fletcher until they need to rearrange whatever they have going on, because obviously Ospreay's gonna be gone soon. Hobbs is out for almost a year, so it's just really just like two wrestlers right now. I don't know, bro. The matches haven't been great. They haven't been bad either. They've been fine, just not the most interesting thing to watch. But yeah, this whole thing is kind of just like TV filler to me right now. And I like Trent Beretta a lot. I like him a lot. I wish the Best Friends were able to. I feel like that was an act. The Best Friends as an act was something that was able to be like pushed hard. As much as I like Trent as a in-ring wrestler, I don't think he's like a television like personality like character enough or to be pushed to any sort of like upper mid card level as a singles. So I don't know. Kind of it's just a shitty situation for Trent.
Yeah, and the other thing about the matches, my fault, Joe.
Yeah, no, you go for it.
The other thing about the matches, Orange Cassidy won both of them.
Yeah,
yeah, so like, that was a strange choice. Yeah,
no, and then that is something that I wanted to speak on. Like every time Trent does something to Orange Cassidy to get heat on him, it's like immediately undone. He does the staircase, the steel stair steps, brainbuster or pile driver. OC was like fine right after that. He fucks him up last night. OC enters a battle royale to get a world title shot like an hour later. Like it's like I don't like Trent. I don't like what you get pillow fists over there. Like you're just fucking useless. How are we supposed to boo you? And every time you beat up Orange Cassidy, OC like 10 minutes later, I'm all right, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I think on this case, it was like very apparent that was their out for pinning Orange, which is it's so funny to me that he needs one. You know, like someone can just get pinned by Will Ospreay. It is what it is. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
I could be wrong, but like that's like Ospreay's first win with an Os cutter since like 2019.
Yeah.
bro, like, in a long,
Yeah.
long time.
It's
So they
been a
really
minute.
wanted to like focus their like some damage was done to Ospreay's head. You could have done that with the hidden blade too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Our friend Ibu he's muted.
I don't know.
Which are you there, Ibu of WrestlePurists?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Did you have anything to say about Trent Beretta joining the Don Callis family?
No.
Okay,
That's all we need.
So Joe,
I should
you
ask.
think that third match is happening? You think that third hardcore bloodbath match is happening? Joe?
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, I think so. Big
It's
step
also-
match, Dynamite main event. Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting I was trying to find a popsicle and it fell all the way in the bottom of my freezer. I was trying to fish that
That's
shit out.
fun.
Bro, you're podcasting. You over here trying to suck on fucking popsicles and shit.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You got something you want to tell us?
In all seriousness, listen. Trent being in the Don Callis family is a lateral move. It's just a move to a different spot. He put a different coat of paint on. It's just a different thing to do. And like AO said, he's gonna be in tags and shit like that. He's gonna have another match with Orange Cassidy. They'll try to be more ambitious with this one. They'll go a step on it, and yeah, it'll be all right, you know. So I think that'll happen. As for Don, it's just remarkable, man. He feels like he's one of the main characters of AEW, and he comes on, and I'm like, who needs this much Don? And then he gets these reactions. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know, he gets these super loud reactions still to this day. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They
It's just
still
that he gives us our reactions, but like, who does it benefit, really?
That's the thing. It doesn't seem to really benefit anybody long term except his maintained television time. You know, other than that, it's just bodies behind him that are interchangeable. You know, Sammy briefly in there, then he left, and Takeshita is kind of, you know, up and down since joining the group. Hobbs, you know, it was weird for a little bit there with him before he got injured. Kyle Fletcher's the TV champion, but all he does is his job on television. So, I mean, you go down the list. It's literally just interchangeable bodies while Don just kind of keeps himself over and remains on TV as a primary character. But the crowd, they react every time. They're hot every time. They react big every time. This angle had a lot of heat for the angle.
It did. It really did. Yeah.
It really did.
I'm like, they are into this fucking angle. You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we shall see. I think long term it's probably the right role for Trent, right? Like the guy who takes big bumps in the heel faction. Like it's basically what he was in the Best Friends in the babyface side of things. So
He's a faction guy, and there's nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
it's fun. He's much like Luke Gallows. He's a faction man. All right.
He left one team where he averaged 10 points and 4 rebounds to go to another team where he's going to average 10 points and 4 rebounds.
Indeed. I'm almost hesitant to ask this. Is your setup in a situation right now where you can look at super chats? Do you think that might blow up your laptop?
It will be difficult for me to read them because I have the display brightness so low, so it doesn't take up laptop
Right. I'm going
energy.
to try and see if I
So,
can. I won't be able to put them on the screen.
Yeah, so I can put them up on the screen,
Okay.
but I won't be able to read them.
I'll take one for the team and get some shots up here.
Where
Come on, mate. This is good. Look at the way we're working as a team here. This is a real effort with
we move the ball, Joe. You know, we
do.
Right.
We do.
With the
Space the
ball,
floor.
got screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Willie, $5. Hello. Do any of you know if it's true that Mercedes specifically wanted this Vaquer match for Forbidden Door? Not that I'm complaining, just wondering. Thank you so much for your super chat, Willie. It's not totally known. I can tell you that she's a big fan of Stephanie. She thought her first match was great, and everybody else agrees with her. AEW Brass had seen her match at the last show last year, and that's why they're doing it again. So I'm sure Mercedes was down to work with her. I think you could expect some type of maybe even. I think Mercedes is going to start targeting some other belts here too.
Belt collector, interesting.
Do you think this is for the strong belt as well, Ibu?
I'm going to ask him.
Maybe.
I'll try to get some clarification on
because
that.
they both just lifted up their titles, and that belt was made for Mercedes. Like I know people try to like stray away from that, but it was made for Mercedes being able to like, do the strong shows and shit.
Yeah.
So
it's worth noting, guys, that Charlie is in the chat, and she said she's stopping in for 30 seconds and said, "Hope you're having a fun pod." If only she knew the carnage,
the horrors that we went through to put this show together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Never miss another show.
People died here, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. And ask the Sultan $2. Cody's gonna go full Homelander and go on a rampage. You know, Cody's a good.
Probably.
I don't doubt it for a second.
Cody's a good man. You know, we don't got to throw dirt on the name of Cody.
Bro,
Rhodes.
they gave Cody too much power in WWE, bro. It's gonna get to his head again. He's gonna cook himself again, Ebro.
Yeah. Yo, I found out he laid out his match to Logan Paul, and I was like, beast.
I believe that.
I 100% believe it.
It was like one of those TNT defenses, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like where it's like a traditional wrestling match, and then you start throwing extra hats in at the end and some other stuff. Yeah.
The only thing that was missing was like a bloodied Cody just looking up pathetically and an accidental Brandy bump. That's the only thing missing for making that a TNT title match.
And Arn Anderson, who may have missed out.
Arn Anderson with the Denny's menu.
If it was a week later, they could have had on there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, Arn would have loved the Saudi payday. And that's $2. MAGA wrestlers praying for the rapture right now. Yeah, that's the wrestling world is reeling, Anas. The wrestling world is reeling,
yeah, bro. Don't be surprised if you see a free Trump shirt on TV by somebody coming soon.
Please keep Joe Holbert in your thoughts.
Please.
Chi-Town Spurs, $5. The OC Callis segment had no business working, and yet Don was booed out of the building again, and even Trent still had a ton of heat despite 2 L's. Yeah, we just covered this one. Tons of heat. Don still gets a crazy heel reaction in these buildings.
Yeah.
I kind of shit on it there, but I don't think any of this is actively bad. By the way,
no, you're just not into it. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think any of this is actively bad.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Jan Theodore, $2 Canadian. Is TK actually going for WWE free agents regarding Gable? We're gonna find out soon enough because this deal expires next Friday. So we shall see.
I mean, I feel like you can pretty confidently say that he would like to sign Chad Gable, right?
Right.
Like
Yo, TK, Chad Gable's one of those guys that's just like, TK, does AEW need him? No. But he's a fantastic professional wrestler, and I think TK should pay him way too much money to fuck up the market. So even if you don't get him, at least you could stick one to TKO.
I think there are going to be a handful of wrestlers in a couple of years when the dust settles. We're going to find out we're very, very close to being on AEW Dynamite. Very close.
Now,
I'm not sure there'll be interesting names, but I think there'll be a couple names that will pop up. Because right now, that stuff is like comes and goes really quickly, right?
Yeah.
But those stories, I think, will eventually emerge.
You know what I think is strange, though, Joe, is the fact that, like, with Becky, like, everybody presumes she will inevitably resign, but they did give her a jump-off point because her deal is ending. Like, they gave her, she lost her belt, then she lost the rematch tonight after, and it's very much like a conclusive, this is it for now, right? With Chad, it expires next week. He's, like, dead in the middle of a storyline that's clearly going to the end of the summer, you know?
Yeah.
So
and to be clear, I know you know this, but to be clear to the audience, when I say those, I'm not, I don't think it's people of Becky's caliber, right? But there's been so many deals that have come up this year, and I think some of them, the reporting, you can only cover so much of how much is going on. It's chaos.
Yes.
So, I pray to God Becky Lynch resigns.
I think she will.
Oh God,
she's very much like Cope to me, where it's like, do I think she could get over and succeed here? Yeah, sure. Do I want to find out? Not particularly.
Bro, that's how I felt with Cope, but like at least when I was a kid, I loved the guy. There was never an era of me that was a Becky Lynch fan, bro. And like, yeah, I understand she's a big star, and yeah, she'd need to be dedicated a lot of TV time. That's really why I don't want her in AEW, because the amount of TV time they'd have to give her.
It's a big piece.
Oh no.
A lot of shot attempts,
Oh no.
That usage rate was like 53%.
I don't want to hear her nasally ass fucking promos, bro. I don't.
Becky bleeding would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
Hilarious.
Close spoke, $4.99. My dog Nemeth fell to his knees at a Walmart over the Trump news. Yes, he did.
Remember when Joe, you remember when Nick Nemeth hitting the free agency market was like exciting news? And people were like, what the fuck is he doing in the Tokyo Dome?
Yeah, it's you know what I mean. It's there's 3 letters, brother. It's forever. You go TNA. That's that. It's what it is.
Bro,
But
it really does just put a stench on you, bro.
because he had look, he's about what I thought he'd be. Like even when I talked about this, and once I kind of thought about it, it's like he'll have pretty good matches. I don't think he's gonna have a lot of great matches because he looks great, but Dolph's like 43 years old. You know, like
Yeah.
it is what it is. But there is something about going there. It immediately like slots you. There's a vibe to it. So yeah, it's a shame.
Because like even if he just did like New Japan only and then did some indies, people would like. I feel like people would feel better about what he had going on.
I agree,
But
yeah.
it's just like once you're in that impact zone, it's just like, oh,
Dude.
so you're like one of these kind of guys.
Yeah,
They had
Like,
Moose.
so-
They had Moose beat him and then shot an angle with Matt Hardy. It's like
that was insane.
come
there's
on.
only so
Come
much
on,
you can do. You know, it's a shame.
Always-
It
always-
is.
Like you tell me this guy's coming back to Sumo Hall. I'm supposed to be like doing backflips and shit. Come on, like Matt Hardy just
Ali had all
standing
this-
over him with a title.
Bro, Mustafa
Yeah.
Ali had all this buzz, and he went to TNA to be an X Division guy. And
Okay, I'm not blaming
Yeah.
TNA for this one. Mustafa
Ali
Ali.
just-
Where
Ali
are
cut
these?
like that,
Where are the super worker matches that we were promised if you were ever to hit the free agency market?
That
bro?
man is a training video merchant, and he lied to us. I need a refund.
People were
Bro.
like, Ali's going to be unleashed, and he unleashed another batch of 3.25-star matches.
With Evil, how many years were we told that if Ali could just show what he could really do? Like how many years were we told this?
We were indeed told this, but discerning people were able to see this coming.
I hate so much when like these guys that you like in WWE, like you want them to get opportunities and they get released, and then they show that the Fed was kind of right about them. It's so
It
infuriating.
happens a lot.
It does,
Yeah.
bro, it does happen a lot, bro.
Yeah. On the
More
other
often
hand,
than-
can we give an official shout out to Shelton Benjamin for the business he pulled in England last week? Didn't you guys see this?
Didn't he just like smoke Leon Slater very quick
Dude,
and got the
he
fuck
went
out?
out. He beat Leon Slater in 5 minutes, and it was a tournament, and he got eliminated from the tournament by DQ. Let's fucking go.
What a worker.
You know what's hilarious about that? You know what's hilarious about that, Joe? I had no clue that like I heard that he was in a Progress tournament match, right?
Mhm.
I had no clue he beat Leon Slater, who I think is like one of the best up and coming
He's-
wrestlers like
yeah.
on the entire planet. Forget about just London or England. But I heard he lost to a man like Darius. I had no clue that he DQ'd himself because Darius was on the timeline throwing a parade. He was like, I beat Shelton Benjamin. I fucking beat Shelton Benjamin. I had no clue he won by DQ. I was wondering why there was no clip
Yeah.
up. I was like, bro, you're not gonna put a clip out. Like,
Everything.
he's like, dude, bro, you do a pretty nice 450 splash. Like, you got a bunch of moves, bro. Like, you gonna show us what happened?
You know what makes it epic? You know what makes all this hilarious, Joe? Is Sheldon does all this quick win, quick DQ, get the fuck out of there. Then he gets asked in an interview like, "Would you go back to WWE?" And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, why not?" You know?
Yeah,
He's like,
he's
he-
chill, dude. It is what it
He's,
is.
he's like, yeah, I'd be dumb not to go back to WWE.
This is crazy.
Shelton is like
I-
genuinely, he's nearly 50, right? Like legit.
Yeah, no, he is.
Mhm.
Like,
God
he's like
bless,
right
man.
there. He's like 49
Yeah.
years old, bro.
Mike Zimmelman, $9.99. Kane's trying to summon Reagan's ghost for a Hail Mary. Chris and Stoke are banned from every pizzeria in Long Island for their crimes against Willow. I hope Bandito's healthy and faces Suji at Forbidden Door. Yeah, Bandito's timeline is such that he should be good now, and I hope he is because I think he'd be an awesome guy to get on this fucking Forbidden Door card. I don't know if that's something that's possible. I don't know if there's any political machinations that will put a stop to that, but if it's possible, the possibilities are endless, Joe Holbert. Think of all the killers we saw in that main event, you know?
Yeah. So I try not to think about these things because it's just, even when it happens, I'll get fired up,
You gotta get all excited for all these fantasy booking matches sitting in the
Yeah.
like,
Bandito's another one of the luchadors that quit AAA, right?
I'm not sure.
I feel like every single AEW luchador publicly quit AAA except for Penta. and
everyone
Commander.
quit AAA by publicly just tweeting about it.
Yeah, they're like, fuck this place, bro. And then they're like retweeting to them in like 2016 Arena Mexico and shit. Or like, hey, remember when I was loosely affiliated with this New Japan faction?
And I was quoted with like Mikasa. And you're like, all right. It's like, okay.
All right, bro.
Bro, I miss the Lucha Brothers in Arena Mexico, bro. Hopefully they can figure something out.
I need them back there. I really do.
Man, current CMLL with with the AEW luchadors, like
That would be
That would cook so well, bro.
Sobrano Jr. and Bandito.
all right. I think I'm able to start reading these. Anajan, $2 super chat. Need the feds to raid the Irvin household next.
Oh,
That's what it takes to get him off TV.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Chicken out with $2 super chat. AEW pay-per-view builds have been better in 2024 versus 2023, 2022. 2023, definitely. 2022, I would have to sit down and really think about that.
I'm gonna say probably
Case by case, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
They're a lot more like cohesive in terms of the matches much sooner.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of AEW pay-per-views, the last one definitely we previewed on Late Night Green like a week early, and we had basically the whole card. You never could have done that before ever,
bro. Back in the day, it would just be like weekly episodic TV, and the pay-per-view would be in 2 weeks, and they'd be like, "Oh, I guess we need a challenger for the World Heavyweight Champion, guys."
Exactly. Yeah.
That was. I think that happened at like Double or Nothing 2022, or like Tony was building Hangman and Punk early. And then everything else came together in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And even Hangman Punk was weird because Hangman got COVID where the week we were supposed to do it, so they had to push it back a week.
Yeah.
Who knew the real COVID all along was Phil Brooks?
Fun, though, those TVs are fun.
Not the first match COVID screwed up.
ATG $10 New Zealand.
Yo,
long time watcher, first time super chat. Shut your ass up, people. I'm reading the super chat. Long time watcher, first time super chatter. Got the day to work from home specifically for this program. What a blessed day. Celtics Mavs finals. God has left us. It's a very nasty political climate where I have to be rooting for the Boston Celtics or any New England team to do anything. But I'm so anti Luka Doncic that I am picking up that green banner.
Wow.
And I'm waving it in the sky right now. It's disgusting. I don't like what I've become. I haven't looked in the mirror in weeks, Joe. But I can't let Luka get a win or get a ring, bro. I just can't.
I get it, dude, but I can't. Boston still, I can't. I just can't. I can't.
No, I feel you 100%.
Hey, do you realize how disgusting the media glazing is going to be if Luka gets a ring?
Oh,
bro,
bro,
please, bro, just let Tatum get one.
Hey, they're already doing the LeBron at the stage was nowhere near this good.
Stop.
Crazy.
You're just better than Harden combos. The Harden was averaging 30 for several years straight. He'd get to a finals too if he didn't have to play the 2018 Warriors. All right? Come on now, y'all.
Disgusting.
I will say though, the working from home for this show and then this being the show we produce is quite extraordinary. I gotta say,
this pie is comedy gold, bro.
I'm sure it's funny. Yeah, I don't know if we talk about wrestling much, but fuck it, who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
There's so many other weeks we can do that.
Absolutely.
How many people we got live watching? We got 301 people watching this.
Dude. If that's the house, the ratio of viewer to super chat has been spectacular tonight. We've done a hell of a job, fellas. Really, I mean, a hell of a job. Yeah. We should just wrap it here, right? Come on.
Honestly, main event rock.
You anything else to talk about?
Main
event.
I will say, I actually want to talk about this next segment. We have a few more things here, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this. We appreciate the super chats, like, subscribe, all those things that I tell you to do 4 times a show. All right. Daniel Garcia had an interview next. And Daniel Garcia has not been, it feels like he's been more on the weekend shows than Dynamite as of late. But it reminded me of that thing he kind of had going before Revolution where he was kind of he's like the baby face who feels like a real person in AEW. he's kind of a little bit understated. I remember Ibu made he did a Brett comp a few months back when he was on the road to the Christian match. Not like for like, but in that I know that you'll pop for that comparison, Ao, but in the sense that he's kind of laid back and feels human. And this promo was a great example of that, as he kind of talked about watching all these, signings come in with the red carpet, and then stated his goal. He's going to go for the international title, Will Ospreay. it was a 1 minute part of the show, but I thought this was a really good promo. Ibu, what did you make of Garcia's interview here?
Interesting, very interesting, because there were certain developments after this regarding the TNT Championship, and he may not be on that path because they seemingly have set him towards this path. But for all we know, it's just maybe a short-term thing for a TV match in a week or two, because we know that Ospreay's focusing on the world title at Forbidden Door. So, yeah, so this isn't going to be the pay-per-view match, but he has his eyes set on Will Ospreay. And I think it's a very interesting way to frame him, which is that all these new guys are here, but listen, man, I'm that's not my problem, basically. Like, he's not here to revere or kiss up to these new signings.
Yes.
He's in it to win it, which is how every competitor should feel. And so I expressed it on TV. I like that he's still in the mix and thought of in some way and has a direction of some kind. I'm curious what it's going to lead to, and I'm curious when they do this match.
Yeah, interesting direction for sure. I'm glad, as you said, like he's kind of on Dynamite and has a direction, because it's sometimes a little shaky in that regard. But he has a very unique kind of charm and vibe, I think. Marcus, what did you make of this promo?
I loved everything about it because, like you said, he just comes off as just a regular, down-to-earth person. And he comes off as a competitor, which is something that you should be in a business that's cutthroat and all these signs coming in. He's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Line them niggas up. I got them. I'll step in the ring and I'm going to beat them. I'll knock them all down. And the way he talks in his backstage segments in that type of environment, and some of the live promos he has an opportunity to cut, I like it a lot more than some of the guys who we all like consider great promos that are more like bombastic and more like rah-rah. Like, he's just a regular person getting his point across in a timely fashion and letting you know that I feel like I'm a big dog in this company. I don't care who's in it. I don't care who has a belt. I'll beat all of them if you just give me a chance to wrestle. And as a babyface, that's as good as you can get. Just be a regular person and get your point across.
It feels like he's being himself, which is important because when young guys try and be the kind of bombastic archetype you're mentioning, Marcus, it's very play wrestler at times, right? And it's like with him, he's found something that feels natural, I think. So, yeah, again, short thing here. But what did you make of this?
I liked it a lot. The human element. These are probably some of the things that he really is thinking. And, put that on screen, bro. Make some of the best art. It was a good promo. I like that he's still in the mix. I like that he's putting his name in the hat to wrestle Will Ospreay. It should be a fucking awesome match. You know what I don't like though, Joe?
What's that, mate?
I'm like 90% sure this was done to like let the fans know we're not putting the TNT title on DG. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so that is exactly what I thought also, but I thought maybe I was just being a cynical asshole, and I was like, oh, man, maybe not.
They were
maybe
just like,
yeah.
we're gonna send him out there. He's gonna cut this promo on the international title. Let the fans know that's what he's going after. So like they could use kayfabe as the reason why we really didn't book this in real life. And if they put it on like Takeshita they low-key did the same thing with Roosh. He's like putting his name in the hat with MJF. He's not going over in that feud, right? So he's gonna catch a loss there. So he's not in this TNT title thing either. So like if they put it on Takeshita or end up doubling back and putting it on Jack Perry, I think those are both two good ideas. But there's always gonna be people that are gonna be mad if you did put it on Jack. I think Takeshita would have had some more fans, at least on the internet if he got the belt. But that's probably not gonna happen either. So. Then, covering their bases with DG as opposed to him just like being in the ladder match and giving that large section that want him to win, like that little bit of hope, and then snatching it away from them so they could have a temper change. It was probably a good idea.
Yeah, the minute they said ladder match, I was like,
I just know AEW. I know what you did. Like I know what you did and why you did it. But I do like that he's having a match with Ospreay.
Yeah, it was a 1-2 punch because it was like not only is he clearly going for a different belt, but it's also Ospreay. So it's like he's not winning that either. Yeah. So it's like know your place here.
But he's gonna wrestle him, so I can't be too bad at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, there's like a long-term plan there. Hopefully so. All right, Mercedes Mone, the aforementioned Sky Blue match up next, and they had around I want to say like 7-8 minutes here, and. Look, it was the case on Sunday, but it is crazy how quickly Mercedes is like back in rhythm and just looks like completely fluid in there. And that's saying that I think her wrestling brain has always been spectacular, but she's actually like fundamentally, she's always like strived to get better. And I think you see that most actually when she's been off for a year and she looks like this getting back in the ring, right? Like she's just sharp, man. Super, super slick. And I think Sky Blue, we've reviewed 101 Sky Blue matches, and often the review is like, yeah, it was okay. I do think it's apparent she's got better. And I thought this was a pretty nice match. What did you make of Mercedes and Sky?
I liked it. Yeah, like it's always great to see Mercedes Moné wrestle. And Sky Blue, she gets put in some spots. And I know she has her fans and she has her haters, but she looked really good here, I
Yeah.
think. Her being a heel is still something I'm gonna have to like get used to, I guess, because like her control segments, they do get interesting at
Yeah.
times. But I really like this match. Like Mercedes just she bumps and sells like a mad woman. She's one of the best for a fucking reason, bro. It was a great sprint. It was a great TV sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they did a good job here. We talk a lot about kind of hierarchy and like, like the stars not giving too much to the underneath talent. I thought Mercedes nailed that here, actually. Like she gave them a match, but she made it clear like she beat Sky Blue. Like it was not, this was not a 20-minute
50-50 and
exactly.
let me escape here with my title thing.
Yeah, it was like a kind of extended showcase. I thought it worked. Marcus, what did you make of the match?
This is why you pay Mercedes Moné all the fucking money in the world.
Yep.
You put her in there and you let her wrestle. And her wrestling is just such a shot in the arm for television in AEW period, because she's one of the best to ever do it. To my opinion, the best American women's wrestler to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you do with her. You put her in there with a young wrestler like Sky Blue that she's not the worst. She's not bad by any stretch. She's okay. But she can give her like a good 7-8 minutes. She did look out of place. Mercedes won, not convincingly, but to the point where it's not giving her like too much. And again, Sky Blue, I thought she looked okay. She looked good. She didn't look like she didn't belong in there. Mercedes looks as good as ever. One thing about her, she gonna hit that Meteor no matter what, by hook or crook.
Yes.
She did it with like 3 or 4 times in the match. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Gets
When
me
I
every single
seen
time.
her throw that Meteor.
That Meteor.
So, oh my
Boy,
God.
oh boy.
I love that move. I do love when Mercedes does that Meteor.
It's so
Did you like?
impactful.
What's up, Joe?
Did you like the match, Ibu?
Yeah, I did. I did actually.
Good.
This was a nice tight 8 minutes, and like Marcus said, this is why you pay her the big bucks. The bottom line is that Mercedes matches are. It's just a nice thing to boast on your show, and it's just a nice thing to have on the holster. You know what I mean? Sometimes, I look up and it's Wednesday and I'm like, what is my incentive to watch Dynamite? Well, I'll tell you what, any Dynamite that has the Mercedes match scheduled, it doesn't matter who.
I'm locked in, bro.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked into the TV.
She has been able to routinely show at this point that she can have good matches with a wide range of people in with a wide range of ability levels. Like I've seen her with like just middling women's wrestlers have good wrestling matches. And not that Sky Blue's a total shitter, like you said, Joe. She has made some strides and improvements. She's not Manami Toyota, and yet she's in there with Mercedes, and they produced some good work here. So I thought this was a good match. It was a nice showcase, and the show is better for having it on the night.
Yeah, this would be a really nice thing to have in the weekly rotation, right? For sure. I think we're all looking forward to that. So speaking of such, coming up, Forbidden Door, Stephanie Vaquer, she had a video package earlier. She came out here. As we kind of covered, there was a super chat that asked about like their first match was tremendous. I have no doubt this will be the same. So we're all with that direction, no doubt.
100.
And then with this too, backstage, Renee she was like talking about Orange, and they used that as a transition for Stokely and Chris and their promo. And this was one of the things that got, I think, some of the more positive reviews on the whole show until the main event. Actually, I think everyone was super bullish on this. Great to see follow up on a big term, which is not always AEW strength. Great to see Stokely continue to have a role on TV, and great to see Chris Statlander attack this heel turn with like total. She seemed fired up, honestly, to be playing this role and to be doing something fresh. So I thought this came off great. Marcus, what did you make of the Chris and Stokely promo?
Oh, I loved it, bro. Because Stokely is one of my favorite managers in the business, and I'm really happy that he's doing something like really important on television. And I love that they gave a real explanation from they give a timeline to this is when we really started like turning on you in the 4-way where Stat wanted to win this, but you stole the win from her. Which honestly, if you were kind of just watching the TV, you may have forgot that match even happened.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they mentioned it, and then it was like, you're way too nice. You knew you had this shit coming for a long time, and it wasn't like a you people thing. They gave a real answer. They gave a human answer, and instead, like she basically said, "I'm coming for everybody. I'm not protecting Orange Cassidy. I'm not protecting Willow. I'm not protecting no one. I am focusing on me and me alone. I'm too talented to be a background character. Fuck all y'all." And that's just a common thing that everyone has said about her for the longest. Like she's so good, and I'm so glad she's gonna do something like this. And I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, this was a great start. Really, really. I mean, I think we all were into the direction, but this really allowed you to be optimistic about where this thing's going. So, great start here. What did you think?
This was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. This is exactly what Chris Statlander needed. I think this is what Stokely needed as a manager because he was doing good work with like Willow and Stat at the same time. But I feel like he really shines when he has like a person to like stand there and advocate for and put over, and he knocked it out the park. Talking about how a bunch of bitches don't even show up to TV when they got a sinus infection, and meanwhile Stat's been back here after two torn ACL, still one of the best in the world. And then he was like, oh, I was talking about the fucking men. Like I haven't even started talking about the women's division yet. Like he just like he made Stat seem like a monster. Stat cut a great promo there, really put herself over. I'm excited to see what she does next. I shit on the everybody needs a title guys, but you know, I would like to see Chris Statlander holding some gold. I just don't know what it would be or where it would be. You know, Mariah May seems to be the next one slotted for the world championship. But if this Statlander thing takes off, like I don't think you can just fucking like smoke Mariah May then. Have Statlander go out there and smoke Mariah May after a month. Like she's like 25 years old. Mariah is. She's really young. She's gonna be around for a long time. Really talented. That could be a feud that goes on like as long as AEW goes on. Mariah May versus Chris Stat, like always circling back and meeting each other and stuff. So I'm really excited. I don't know what they have planned for her, but last night was encouraging. I hope it's big.
And you talk about Mariah May being 25, like Stat herself's only 29.
Yeah, she's
so
young
like
too.
this division is so young. You don't even realize until you look it up. It's like, oh, Tony Storm's only 28, 29 years old. Stat's only 29. Willow's only 30.
Yeah.
Mercedes is what, 32, 33, and
we're
Mariah May 25.
We're building a championship core here.
Yeah. It's a stacked squad, and like the main thing with this Chris and Willow feud, like it is so important this actually does stay in the Dynamite kind of orbit. Like Willow, she came too far with that build to Double or Nothing to be in like a Rampage feud. You know, it's like those feuds do happen, right? Like they kind of get stuck in that Rampage collision.
It's just like, all right, it's Rampage. Let's go back to our feud.
Right, and that's fine for some feuds. I actually think it's important for Rampage to have its own feuds. I think it's a good idea. It should not involve someone like Willow Nightingale. Like Willow needs to be a pro, and Chris too. You know,
because she, in my view, and I'm sure in yours as well, Joe, she cemented herself here as one of AEW's just top baby faces, regardless of gender. You know, so
she's. I mean, the ceiling for Willow is, you know, she's like one of the top stars in the company, right? Like that's what you have to shoot for with her. She's that special, and Chris is one of the people that you want right there with her. So
if it makes any of you guys or our audience feel better, the word coming out of AEW is that this is a feud that they have a lot invested in apparently, and that they have high hopes for Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Like the word from them and just the people within.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
That's really encouraging.
This was an AEW basically like they want to make Chris Statlander bigger than ever apparently coming out of this. So
that's true.
Are they building up Saraya for Mercedes feud?
Mercedes would like to wrestle her, and Saraya would like to wrestle
Mercedes, you don't have to do this. You don't have to live like this. You don't have to live.
I don't know if AEW is building Saraya for Mercedes. I know that
could pop a quarter out, brother. You know.
I know that they want to wrestle each other. You know.
There are a lot of things I'm like, fine. If it's like you got 3 weeks to build this TV match, but I know wrestlers, bro. Like wrestlers,
Yeah,
They
that's
they have different ideas, bro. They're
That's
like, oh,
sick.
we're gonna have this 2-month epic feud that gets blown off at All Out. Like, no, you don't need that. No.
Could you imagine, AO, that was Mercedes' match?
Like, she's just going back and
I
forth
could
with Saraya
actually,
until
yeah.
All Out,
Bro,
bro.
I would
could
literally
imagine
burn
that.
this bitch down if that was the case.
Ray attacks Mercedes, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, did you one time? I can do it again!" And it's a big thing, and oh man,
It's like we already did one injury type of angle with Willow and Mercedes, and it was eons better because we actually like Willow Nightingale. She can actually wrestle on Mercedes' level somewhat.
not too much on Big Ray. Not too much on Big Ray.
All right, bro. Come on,
All right,
have some
bro.
self-respect. There's a non-zero chance that the only reason why Mercedes is still a babyface is because they have to get the Saraya program out of the way.
Maybe.
Look, if you did,
Christ.
if she interrupted a Mercedes promo and they set up a match for the next week, we'd all be fine, right?
Perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'd be happy
I'm
for
fine
them
with
that they got their little.
You know what we're gonna do,
program
fellas?
off.
Let's let it play out.
Yeah, we'll let them play out here.
That's what we'll do.
I trust you, Big Jennifer Pep.
Jennifer
Big Pep.
Big
All
Pep.
right, hey,
Pep.
J Pep, I got a
we-
honey jar with your name on it.
Do we know what Jen Pep looks like?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Just
It's a wild
she's
question.
just like a 40-year-old white woman, bro.
Gotcha.
Take
She's
that
like
bullshit away.
every
like
other
that. Like, like I was like rubbing my hands together.
That sounded crazy, even though I know
she's bro, she's just like every other 40-year-old white woman you've ever seen before.
It would be I have my hand. I'm rubbing my hands like Birdman.
He
I'm
said,
like,
"Do we have a picture?"
Right? Y'all got something?
Nah, but hey, what if she was looking like Salma Hayek? Like, what was good?
All right,
What if
let's
she
move
was
on.
looking like something? All right, where are we going here, bro?
No,
What did that do for us?
we got-
If she-
Hey, man.
It's,
That's
Folks,
man.
funny, nigga.
look,
All I know is
it's been a while since we did a Thursday show. He forgets how professional we are around
Oh,
here. It's
wow.
okay.
bro, this
Oh,
man
wow.
really on Worldwide compared Juice Robinson and Tony Storm to Bobby and Whitney. I was like, bro, what's
Yo,
wrong
come
with
on,
you?
bro.
There's no coke and no abuse involved.
Yo,
in this,
I said
dog.
it
What
so
are you
quick,
cooking?
only
There
Joe
might
caught
be
it.
some coke.
yes.
Well, actually,
I was like trying to review a match, and he said that shit, dude.
I was like, what the fuck? And then my didn't notice he was too fucking stoned, and then Joe was like, what the fuck?
what are you
All right.
cooking,
All
dog?
right. Moving forward here, great promo. Then we had an MJF video package kind of detailing all of his achievements. It kind of had the voice of when they read the stats for the Royal Rumble match. You know, when they do the by the numbers.
Yep.
That's the vibe.
MJF. He's
The
better
crowd
than
was-
you. You know it. It's like-
This was when the crowd was kind of bummed because like the video ended, and I think they thought he was going to come out, and he didn't. And then they did the graphic for next week. So we'll see what he has up his sleeve next week. Of course, he cut a pretty extensive pro on the pay per view, so we have like a pretty good idea of who the character he's looking to be. The direction is the question, and we even got an answer really on that here coming up. So MJF video package, and then we transition to the Elite for their in-ring segment. This was like, and the graphic for this was like they were going to address the TNT title or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Okada was in. I mean, he's been funny throughout this whole deal, but he was in rare form last night, wasn't he? He was having just the time of his life.
He was the best part of the whole segment.
He genuinely was, and it wasn't like everyone else was bad. He was just actually like that funny here. They got him a Lamborghini, and he did this big sell for it, and then
So
the
good.
plan was that Jack Perry would receive the TNT title, and at this point in the program, Christopher Daniels emerged as the new interim EVP, I believe, was the title. I'm going to go to you in a minute, but don't worry, you're going to get the first dibs on this. So, and he said that no, we are headed to a ladder match instead. When he said ladder match, I laughed out loud because it's like, of course we're doing a ladder match. He also said Friday Night Dynamite, which fucking ruled. That was tremendous.
That was
I was
hilarious.
confused there because I was like, did he get Rampage's name wrong? Is
Yeah.
Dynamite getting preempted to Friday next week? Like, what's going on?
It was, it popped me. But he, in all seriousness, whatever, I know everybody has feelings about the idea, but Daniels is good like as a promo, so he's fine performance wise. He just obviously misspoke. But then the Acclaimed came out as his backup. So there are many moving pieces here. Ibu, you were very passionate about this. You messaged all of us about this. You was very worked up. So now's your chance to talk about it, mate. Go for it.
All right. I didn't really like this. Authority figures as a concept, right? There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with having a person on the show that enforces law and order and makes the matches. If you want to have that, you don't have to have it. AEW did not have it for years, and they were just fucking fine. They were just fucking fine. When you knew that Tony Khan makes the matches, they mention him, but he doesn't have to be a character, right? But if you do have somebody like that on the show, it's okay just as a neutral existing figure, right? In my opinion, and the reason why people got exhausted with authority figures over the years is because when they start getting gimmicky with it, when they start making them heels or faces rather than just the fucking boss, when they start kind of putting them in storylines and making them characters, it's a slippery fucking slope. I knew once the Young Bucks were in the mode that they were in for the story that there was going to be a counter. It was going to be a counter authority figure that's a good guy. I expected it to be Kenny Omega and thought, I don't really want to see that type of story, but it works with Kenny because he's involved in this saga. He's going to be a wrestler in it soon, right? Christopher Daniels. It's like, he just got fired. Nobody took it serious or cared. It was like, all right, that's a fake bullshit phony firing, right? He comes back and he's like, I'm the interim EVP, and like the crowd pops and like he's like, to me, it just why I found it off-putting was that I just think it's so derivative of like the last 20 years of WWE, of TNA, of all these other North American promotions and their television. I've seen this just way too much. The good guy authority figure versus the bad guy authority figure, and they have their own agendas. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, I have a power to do this and veto you. You can't do that. Our contracts say we can do this. Well, then I can do this. And it's like, then it just turns into like, I just want to watch wrestling. I just want to watch wrestling. Honestly, I swear to God, I just want to watch pro wrestling. I don't need these people in suits pointing at each other at the ramp and rematch clauses. And my contract says this and ironclad contracts. And Tony Khan tells me I have this. And I just know where this is going. So as a concept, I'm just not into that. As a segment, I thought Okada was wildly charismatic here. He's impossible to boo. The fans, he just pops the fans too much. Even when they want to try to play along and boo and troll him, he just says something really cool, and they're like, "All right, you got us," And he said something like "shut up, bitches" or whatever, and they're like, "All right, you got us there." So that's the segment. Regarding the Acclaim's involvement, I'm pretty indifferent to that. That seems like it'll just be a TV match next week, and I'm not going to care about that. But I don't think it's going to be a long thing either. But the segment is all right.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're not just fine with the Acclaimed part of this. Is that
Absolutely
true?
not. Absolutely not. I'm not just fine with the Acclaim part. They're dog shit. When I say they, I mean they as an act. Still a big fan of Anthony Bowens. Don't really ever need to see Daddy ass again. Max Caster. Go fuck yourself. Um,
Jesus.
I was scared there for a moment there was gonna be like an elite Acclaimed war, but then like a Twitter video dropped and the Acclaimed like challenged the Bucks for the tag team championships next week. So if that's just all it is, Acclaimed versus the Young Bucks, it'll be great. It'll be heated. The fans in the building still really like the Acclaimed. The Young Bucks, they get a lot of heel heat. There's three really good wrestlers in that match. So it should be fine if they just do the match and that's the end of it. But if we do like this, like, if there's like trios thrown in there and then fucking like no, bro, we don't need any of that shit.
Hey, could you? They do like 3-4 TV matches out of this shit.
They do the trio.
That would be your equivalent.
CD gets a Dynamite match. CD, Daddy Ass, and the Acclaimed versus Okada, Jack Perry, and the
I
Young
am
Bucks.
concerned he's going to do Billy and Okada. I'm very concerned about
that. I'll tell you what. If the Okada Bucks trio is being reserved for like a New Japan import opponent that they won't be able to build on TV, they may just use this TV time to fuck around with the Acclaim. Let's say LIJ is like their pay-per-view opponents. Let's just say hypothetically, right? They could just fucking fuck around with the Acclaimed.
Yeah, if it goes on too long, I think it will be AO's equivalent of Samoa Joe in the learning triangle for me. I think so.
All
The
right,
Dynamite review
guys,
could vanish
there's
again.
real issue here. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
go for like 15 minutes. I don't know if there is 15 minutes after the podcast. Rob is backstage.
Okay.
So he will take over producing.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun tonight,
Thank you,
boys. Hopefully, I'll be able to come. Actually, you know what?
All right, mate.
I'll be able to do this from my phone.
Let's go.
Because I apologize. I told
You're
Ibu
good.
early, like yesterday, that I have my family staying with me, so I have to do something for them real fast.
We've gone a little long.
I'm gonna come up on my phone.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna come on, and then
do what you gotta do. Just mute. If you gotta get anything, do what you gotta do. Thank you, AO.
Folks, as you can tell, this has been a real team effort tonight, hasn't it, fellas? We really, I mean,
it's like the new
everybody.
OG tweaks a hamstring, goes to the locker room. You miss him for a quarter, but the team goes on a run without him, plays some hard defense. Jalen Brunson tweaks the foot, hops a little bit, goes to the locker room. They're checking on him, but the team hangs in there. He comes back in the fourth. That's what it's about. You know what I mean, Joe Holbrook? That's what it's about.
It's great to see the chemistry around here. It really is.
A lot of screens getting set. People, spotting up in the corner, all that type of deal.
Rebounding. Yeah. Great stuff.
It's not the Ibu of WrestlePurists of 2022. I don't have the same spring in my step, Joe. I don't jump high.
But you see the game, Bell. The brain is still,
Yeah. I'm not. Before it was just up and under layups and jelly and a lot of that, happening. Not a lot of passing, but I just ball of energy. Now I'm rebounding. Kicking it out.
Team player, come a long way. You've matured. All right.
Yeah, solid plus minus and shit.
Okay, we'll proceed with Marcus. You didn't talk about that segment, right? I'm sorry, there's a lot going on. Marcus, what did you think of this segment, mate? Do you have anything to say about it?
Segment, in a vacuum, it was fine. Like Okada was easily the best part of it for me by a country mile. Like again, I had my reservations about him as a TV character when he came in, but he's proved me totally wrong. He's so charismatic. He's funny as hell. His timing's great. He'll say like one thing per show, and it just pops everybody. And on top of that, when he gets in the mode of I gotta wrestle, he's still Kazuchika Okada. So that's the biggest added bonus of it all. The whole authority figure thing and the whole Acclaim involvement. It's a case of like I don't love it as a concept, but I get it. So I can't be that mad at it because it's a whole Team AEW thing, and the Acclaimed are like the biggest tag team homegrown success story in the company. So them getting involved is what it is. If they just run a tag match, fine. Christopher Daniels, they were supposed to do Kenny with the whole authority figure thing, but he's dead right now. Thoughts and prayers Kenny on that. Hope get better soon, brother. So CD getting in the mix is whatever. Just keep it to TV for like a week or two, and I'm fine. Please don't do a Daddy Ass versus Okada match. If you do, I will air this bitch out.
I'm concerned though because it sounds like something they'd do.
That sounds like a collision match.
Yeah, it does.
Let me tell you something, Okada. All right.
Could you imagine Billy Gunn kicking out the Rainmaker?
Yes.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
On a motorcycle?
I am potting live from the road. No, I'm not on a motorcycle, you dumb fuck. But I'm here.
The dedication.
By heaven and high water, I will be here. You feel me? But I had to relinquish my producer ability. So, Rob, please don't disappear because we're gonna need you.
Yeah. Rob has informed us that he's quote mic'd up, which
I don't know what that means.
Really, I think it makes
Rob's ready to pod.
Yo, Rob's, when the field goal kicker's just warming up, the field goal kicker.
Rob's like the biggest front runner that we have in bro. When the pod's going great, Rob's like, yo, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to.
His audio is crazy.
This is nuts. This is jail phone audio.
When that podcast lineup in, Rob's like, yo, y'all could squeeze the seventh nigga in there. But when that pod's looking dying,
he's taking the shit out of us.
like B-Max and shit. Rob's like, yeah, nah, bro, I gotta gotta take my grandpa on a walk. I can't make
Hey, he's kicking the shit out of our ears right now.
Yo, Mr. Guys, what AO was basically saying is this nigga Rob MIA when the team is injured, when that lineup is fucked. Yo, bro, I'm sorry. I had to oil my leg, bro. I'm sorry. I can't really be here, you know. But when the team is up 20, he ready to take some shots.
Rob is gonna come up in a minute as our official super chat correspondent. And that's the right thing to do. He is mic'd up after all. So, Rob, hold tight. We're going to bring you on here momentarily. We'll wrap up our review. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there.
Bear with us.
What a ride.
Swerve, I actually thought a really good promo setting the stage for the main event and talking about like the guys that are going to be in this match. And I actually think they should have done a better job beforehand of stressing how crazy this match was going to be. The main event, like, dude, they did not spare any expense in terms of the talent in this thing, right? Like, they were ready to go. So this was strong. Then we had an interesting direction with Roosh targeting MJF. Ibu, what did you make of that?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. MJF is a huge fan of Roosh, and that's why this is happening.
When do you think it's going to happen?
The way these Dynamites go, I could see Roosh interrupting MJF's return promo next week, and that's a match made up for the night.
Yeah, it could be. Definitely could be. Especially if MJF's the opening segment, right? Definitely could be. Interesting match, Marcus, right? Interesting style match up there. MJF and Roosh. What do you make of that?
It's so weird because MJF is a very good wrestler, especially when he's not in his own head, and then Roosh is just on go all the time. He's just violent as all hell. So I want to see like Max like be able to do a match like that. It's really inspired direction because Roosh, I've been waiting for him to do something for the longest time. I know all of us have, and getting to have a little program with one of the top stars in the company, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's with Roosh. It's like I don't think any of us need to see the squash matches. Let's get him in the thick of things, right? Like let's get this thing moving.
Let's get right to it.
Exactly.
You appear to have. When he unmutes, I'm ready for an attack.
No, I was going to speak my piece on the whole Roosh MJF shit. But no, MJF came back. He said no kangaroo kicks, no double clotheslines, no more jerking off. I'm MJF. I'm here to kick some fucking ass. You know, getting a match with Roosh. That goes a long way, bro. It's like letting us to step in the right direction. Because like I'm sure there's a lot of people in the back making a lot of money that aren't really interested in getting the shit kicked out of them by Roosh. You know what I mean? Like whether they're going over or not, like Roosh is gonna fucking whack you. So I like this. I like this inspired matchmaking.
Could you?
I love it.
Thank
you, AO.
Absolutely. Could you imagine, Joe, that like fucking Roosh just bloodies Max up, and it's like a gritty freaking like Memphis fight. Like
it would rule. The deeper we get in this show, we've had a lot of funny moments. I honestly think the highlight of this show is if he was saying, "You want a motorcycle?"
Yo, am I tripping? He unmuted and he was like,
no, I heard the same thing.
I honestly think the deeper we get, the more that would be the defining quote of this program.
This pod getting clipped up so much.
Yeah, I hope so. Honestly, there's very few things popping more than getting off the air and seeing clips in my mentions. Like, it's actually very funny. So we hope you have enjoyed.
Send me all the clips from this one.
It's been very fun. All right, main event time. Casino Gauntlet, Forbidden Door, Casino Gauntlet. What a lineup for this, and it came off, I think, perfectly. I think it was clear there was potential to this gimmick and this stipulation when we saw it a couple of weeks ago at Daly's place. But with this lineup and with these stakes, my goodness. Okay, so let's just run through. So in order, Jay White and Pac got things underway. Then Mystico came out. Then Will Ospreay. Yep. So your lead four was Jay White, Pac, Mystico, Will Ospreay. Then Shota Umino. Then I believe it was Lio Rush, Orange Cassidy, and Hechicero, who, by the way, I don't know how long Hechicero was in there, but was like some of the most spectacular wrestling you're going to see on TV all year. Like all of this match was, but he in particular was like, good God.
He checked in and hit 4 threes. It was like,
literally.
Look, it's an extreme example. I get that. I'm convinced there's a lesson to be taken from the way the people reacted to this match. Dude. Like, this was a type of wrestling that I think once defined AEW, and I think still totally can. I think when you see it in action, it's like, holy shit, this was spectacular. Unbelievable main event, I thought. Marcus, what did you make of it?
I was there. I took my shirt off and waved it around my head like I was Petey Pablo, bro. I was so happy. It's like I was very lucky to see the first Concealed Gauntlet match at Daly's place. And we're like, oh, what the hell is this? And the way it came off, it was just boom, 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 boom. Just flexing everybody that they have on the roster at the disposal. I was like, holy shit. They got something here. And then they ran part the yesterday in LA with stakes involved, guys from different promotions, your actual big stars on your own roster. They knocked this shit out the park.
Yeah.
Like Mystico coming out third is like, dude, this is like the biggest draw in all of Mexico. And he's third in this match. Like,
made a statement in it, yeah.
Kilo La Mystica, Spring Wars, like just being little old man Lucha mixed in too. And Ospreay be doing Will Ospreay things. Shooter had a hell of a showing. I thought he was really impressive. And Hechicero, man. Hechicero is like the best power scaling AEW's probably ever done from anybody from any promotion, including their own. Where it's like he just checks into the game when he gets on a Dynamite or a Collision, and he just beats the shit out of everybody. It don't matter who it is. Bryan Danielson's scared of that man. He's like LeBron James in the finals when Kawhi checked in. He's like, I see him. Bam, back at the game checking me. Like, it's crazy. He's like a plus 40 every time he steps out in the ring. It's like 4-5 threes, holds you to 20% from the field. Like, that head scissor he does is spectacular. And the only people that ever compete with him are his fellow guys in CMLL and Mystico.
It rules,
it's like, yeah. And shout out to Robson getting a little spot. And Leo Rush. We've got a Leo Rush. Dude, he's on television where he belongs.
Everyone made the most of their time here, didn't they? Like every single dude in this thing.
Absolutely.
Atmosphere was great. Ospreay in particular was like, there's a different atmosphere when he's around. It was noticeable. Like it leveled up when he got in there. His energy. This was video game wrestling in like the most positive way, right? This was like throwing the most ridiculous matchup in a video game, seeing it play out. That's what this felt like. Ibu, I know you love this. Talk to us about it, mate. Go for it.
This is the wrestling I want to watch. This is the wrestling that defined AEW. This is part of why AEW was a promotion that wrestling fans fell in love with. No matter how much they depart from this and try to do other things and try to appeal to other audiences, it's very apparent on this very broadcast what is clicking at the highest level and what doesn't. Now, I know this live crowd is a very forgiving and enthusiastic one that reacted well to most things. But generally speaking, I think I could say for everybody on this panel, this was the most electric AEW match on TV and Dynamite main event in quite some time. You know, I'd have to check back to see the last Dynamite main event. That was that hit all the notes that this did, because the actual wrestling was really good, right? But it was more than that. You know, it was like the excitement of it and the unpredictability of the feeling. There was this like limitless feeling to it, where it's like, man, this could be anything. It could go anywhere at this point. Who fucking CMLL guys are showing up, and former AEW guys are showing up, and New Japan Pro Wrestling guys are showing up, and it could end at any moment, but it could also keep going. And oh my God, AEW's limitless. The possibilities are endless. This promotion could fucking do anything. Look at all these wrestlers mixing it up. Will Ospreay and Jay White. Oh my God, Hechicero and Mystico. You know, Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. This guy, that guy. That is what this promotion was built on. A pro wrestling promotion, wide open for business with the best wrestlers in the fucking world. And they're
now. I have a question. I have a question to the entire panel, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
At any time during those countdowns, were y'all like, "Damn, where the fuck is Ricky Starks?"
Come on, come on.
Hell no. Hell no.
Come on. If you weren't waiting for Rashard, let me know, Ibu.
That's a setup, man. I know damn well his ass wasn't even in the match. So, you know.
But where that damn like? If only Ricky Starks was just in there mixing it up with these guys right now.
Nevertheless, not too much on it. Look, here's the deal. The deal with
enough on Ricky.
this is AEW.
Yes.
And it captured that kind of frenzied indie PWG energy that like has unfortunately, Joe, become mass replicated and mass produced like fast food and very much doesn't feel genuine anymore. Like there's so many matches now that can achieve the like holy shit, the fight forever, this is awesome, right? But like it almost feels like people do it because that's just what you do when certain matches hit certain notes, right? That's kind of how it is to me. This felt like that kind of like cutting edge. You're right at the precipice of something really unique feeling to me. That independent wrestling at its best felt in past eras, and AEW as a movement felt like at the very beginning of it. It's
you know what's funny about that, Ibu? This does like bring in the indie energy, like the independent energy that you're talking about. But
Yeah.
like this is just like an indie like scramble match, and even people that love independent wrestling in 2024, yeah, there are those out there. They like hate this match style now. Like AEW has found a way to make this like mad, exciting and feel new. And like just the best thing that they're doing on TV right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like this type of thing is not novel. It's borderline rote in every promotion where the move, double down, get my shit in, the dive, this is awesome, I'll fight forever, all that shit. Like it's like not new, but the right combination hit here where it was some of the best and most dynamic wrestlers in the world in unique combinations that you didn't think you were going to see on that Dynamite when you're going into it. No one here expected to see Leo Rush mixing it up with fucking, Shota Umino or and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Bro, that shooter pop warms my fucking heart, bro. At first, when Roughneck hit the screen, like they weren't really popping like that, and I was getting scared. That bitch said shooter, crowd lit up. I was like, thank God, he's still the one.
Yeah, luckily for you, Shooter and Will Ospreay turned into Goku and Vegeta, and
Dude, that was so sick,
bro.
Luckily for me, bro, this is what Shooter does on an average Wednesday with Kanemaru in the ring. Y'all just gotta open your fucking eyes.
No, that's the thing, man. For whatever, Shota's a good wrestler, right? When he wrestles Will Ospreay,
different.
Every time I've known Joe early, like at Royal Quest, he had a hell of a match with him in 2020.
I was there, dude. Yeah, bro.
He had a hell of a match with him there, and then they had an even better match at the end of that year in that New Japan Stardom crossover show, and then a year later, 2023, they had the one that everyone sees as a classic. So they have amazing chemistry. We saw it again tonight. I loved the energy that this bottled. I would like them to bottle it some more and pour it all over the fucking cards of these TVs coming up. Because quite frankly, I don't know about you guys, I'd like less TV times with Chris Jericho. I'd like less will they, won't they join Don Callis families. I'd like less, sky blue magical I killed you videos on the screen. And I'd like a little bit more of, on these next couple weeks of TVs, I'd like a little more of the CMLL luchadors showing that they are the fucking best wrestlers in the world. Because guess what, Joe? You know what really shows you that you're the best? When you can walk into another fucking building in front of people that don't really know you that well, right? And guess what? You still come off like a fucking star. Your star power still translates to aura, You still walk in there and you own the goddamn room like Mystico did, like Hechicero did. You know how good Hechicero was, Joe? When he first came on fucking Collision, because I'm rolling now, baby. He came in, right? Worked Brian. He convinced niggas that never seen him that he was maybe one of the top stars in Mexico. Brother, he's like a heel mid-card guy in like a fucking in like a multi-person unit. But
and like in the heavyweight division, which is like the second most, like the third most pushed fucking division in CMLL, bro. Like,
but when you're working in Arena Mexico, you know how to do it in the big leagues. You know what I mean? You know how to work,
bro. They had all those memes about how Hechicero was kicking Danielson's ass. And she was like, yo, Danielson cannot guard this nigga, bro.
He can't guard him. Because
he can't fuck with him.
When you fight in 10 times gravity, you come back down to fucking 0 gravity and you're smoking people. It's the same logic applies. So, like I said, to get back to my point, on these next couple TVs, let's get more CMLL guys, man. Let's get more New Japan guys. Let's mix and match. Let's have fun here. Let's do some fucking tags. Let's maybe start a couple rivalries, some angles. Let's get some BCC action in here again. You know, Bryan Danielson, I know you want to, let's actually do some real for those sickos matchups here. And let's have some fun, because I think it was very easily and obviously shown here in this main event. This is what clicks. This is what works. And more important than anything, this is what actually sells Forbidden Door. If you
Bro,
want to
why can't Bryan Danielson and Gabe Kidd go 20 minutes on Collision? Why not?
Do it. It's just exactly. And you know what, Ale? You could even set it up on a different TV with Gabe doing his typical Gabe jumping attack.
I'm a madman. Bro, that works with everybody on the roster, but there's also the element of, bro, like Eddie Kingston was on Team AEW. You fucking took him out before our big match and shit. So there's a story there. So if you don't want to go the I'm a madman route, you could do that shit.
Renee could try to catch with him, like Renee could catch with him. Hey, Sir Gabriel, what's going on here? Like, get away from me. Oh, you slag. I'm a madman, you know. I'm a madman. AEW's full of pussies, yeah. He's full of pussies, man. Pussy clot, blood clot, da, 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 da. And he
we were concerned about his volume and the damage he was doing. And then he started doing a Gabe Kidd impression a minute ago, and it was, oh my god.
That was insane, bro. Never do a Gabe Kidd impression again, my boy.
Let's go, man. Let's fucking go. You know what, hey, Joe? All year I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck about Forbidden Door this year because New Japan fucking stinks. But here's the thing. That doesn't mean Forbidden Door has to be hamstrung. Just take a different approach this year. Have fun. Take advantage of all the relationships you have. I forgot to mention the Joshi world. They're in cahoots with Stardom again now that Rossi Ogawa is no longer involved with the promotion. Let's have fun here. Let's do some showcases for some of their wrestlers over the next week or two, and then maybe we make a match or two out of it. Get a Vakir showcase, all that stuff. Again, this is what I would like to see in these upcoming TVs for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and a little bit less of, quite frankly, just the Raw style entertainment that they put on the show.
It's like, even with the Stardom stuff, you have Mayu Iwatani there while she's here. Use her. Why not put her on a Collision or a Dynamite? Why not?
Absolutely.
I'm fine.
You are. I will ask cautiously if you have anything to add. With your softest possible voice, do you have anything to add on the main event? I'm going to take this as a no. He did chip in throughout. I'm not sure. Yeah. All right. We'll circle back if he wants us to. But for now, we'll talk quickly. Swerve and Ospreay went face to face afterwards. It's a small thing, but I got to say it because unfortunately it bugged me too much. Don't worry about running down Rampage, dude. Like it's big. There's a big moment, you know. Let's let it be. Like let us look at Swerve versus Ospreay about worrying who, you know. Santam Singh's wrestling on Rampage, whatever the hell. But nonetheless,
Twitter, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, there was other time in the show you could have dedicated to that also, right? It's just kind of silly.
Like your big Forbidden Door main event has just been made.
Yeah.
Let's take this moment and, you know.
But whatever. It's a small thing, but whatever. It's a very compelling match. It's a match that surprised people, to say the least. I guess the question is, what do you make of this as a direction?
Interesting, surprising, very bold. And the more I think about it, the more I kind of respect it. There's definitely a version of this approach where they just kind of hold this matchup off until giving Ospreay the belt, like at Wembley, for example, right? And they absolutely could have taken that direction, and I would have supported it. This appears to not be the direction. And to that, I say, look, man, Swerve is your champion. He is your current top guy. Well, Ospreay is the hottest guy in the company, the hot new thing. Let's go for it. Because in theory, this one is a hard one to call. In theory, this can go either way. That's the type of wrestling I want more of, actually, where it's too close to call. I'm not totally sure. It inspires speculation, and you're going to be watching with bated breath because it could go either way. Beyond that, you can tell a story based off the result here. If you just let two fucking top wrestling stars wrestle and somebody loses, that can be a story in and of itself, and you can maybe have Ospreay focus on getting his way back to the championship if he loses, or something else. But nevertheless, the more I really think about it, because at first my thought was, that's a bit baffling. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. It went from kind of weird to like, okay, all right, to now it's like I actually kind of like it. So
Same. It feels refreshing, right? It's like,
yeah,
and I think Swerve, like as champ, it's good for him to have a match that has that much like juice and
Yeah.
importance. It feels like a really big
And that's
match.
what I'm
My
certain.
only concern, I don't want it to get bogged down too much in Don Callis stuff
yes,
because I think that's the finish most likely, and like I'd rather that not be the centerpiece of this whole this whole thing. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Marcus, what do you make of the direction, mate?
was I the only one?
I
that
love
saw
it because
I was on there for half a second.
We had 2 hours, right, for a minute. There?
Yeah.
yeah, the most computer shit.
Go ahead, Marcus.
But nah, like, I like the direction because how often do you see title matches that get made for pay-per-view where it's like this is gonna be great, but you know who's gonna win it? Like it's a foregone conclusion. But this here, it's your world champion who's a big star in his own right, and your top signing who's knocked every single expectation of him out of the park since he's been in AEW. You can't really keep him away from that belt for long. So just say fuck it and go ahead and make the match happen.
Mhm.
Let them have fun. Let them cook. You know, get some really cool TV out of it. And then the match is going to tear the damn house down on Long Island. I'm here. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I will hear no complaints whatsoever. And for people that are like, well, why is a New Japan guy wrestling for the belt? It's supposed to be Forbidden Door. Look at that roster right now and the way they've handled that roster, especially. And tell
Ladies and
me,
gentlemen, I've never
who you would
been
put
more
in that spot.
back.
It's back, folks.
I've
Reserve's
in
back,
fact
baby.
never been more back.
I need you when we're done with this
Back in the
show. I
day.
need you to revisit what you were doing on this show for the last 20
I
minutes.
got you.
the
I got you.
the
Don't worry
audio
about
you
it.
produced
Oh,
was
Generational audio.
extraordinary. It
He was-
really was.
It was Burger King Mike AO just getting this shit. It was amazing.
It was
Hey, man.
wonderful.
It was
The
like
games we
the
play.
distorted
sure
microphone things you hear on the Meek Mill album.
Yeah, it was amazing.
AO, did you hear our thoughts on Ospreay versus Swerve? Because I think we all, as a group,
I did.
ourselves into it.
Yeah.
We just gotta talk to
Yes.
ourselves.
Bro, Swerve's gonna have to lay down. I mean, Ospreay's gonna have to lay down.
Oh,
bro. They haven't. No. Swerve's not laying down. Billy Goat's laying down, right? I think 2024, William Goatitis Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world. Even ahead of Kenny Omega at this point, who I think is the greatest wrestler of all time. But you know, Kenny's on the shelf right now, so he'll grab his throne back. But until then, I think Billy Goat is in fact the GOAT. But you know, there's just a certain just aura when that Who's House hits. Ibu, there's just je ne sais quoi. Like you're just uncultured ass has no clue what the fuck I just said, nigga. It's Chinese, all right. For
It's French.
It's fucking awesome.
nah, but I like this, bro. I like this. Like, what are the
Oh no.
main event, bro? New York, Long Island, fucking UBS Arena, bro. Like, if they were still doing well, not still. The rumor was that they were gonna do Arthur Ashe. I was like, yeah, bro, let's try to get 20,000 people in here. Put these huge matches on the card, bro. Do something daring. But even without Arthur Ashe, bro, still do the match, bro. Like, you don't have to wait till All In. Like, if Hangman is the All In match, which I think he is, that's a great main event. That's a fantastic main event. And I think it even makes more sense than just like, oh well, you know, Billy's English, give him the All In moment. I think people hyper focus way too much on that. Like last year, like building towards All In, some of the funniest names were being thrown out. Like, how is this person going to get their moment? There were people genuinely wondering how AEW is going to take care of Kip Sabian in this moment. You don't, bro. Who cares? You don't take care of him in this moment.
Y'all didn't want to hear Emi Sakura do Queen?
No, not at all, bro. Just do your shows. Like, don't like that. That was a negative of last year too. They try to lean too far into the All War in England thing. We have Saraya coming out to Queen and going over when she was the top heel of the women's division for the last how many months. And now we're supposed to feel happy for her because this is England and she's getting her moment. I don't give a shit about her moment. What the fuck?
No, I get what you mean there. There's that bit of a dissonance because it's like they wanted to really
bro.
for that crowd specifically, and I think that crowd it will be fine with just taking on an AEW show. You know what I mean? Just reacting to an AEW
Bro,
show.
they're there because they are AEW fans, bro.
Right.
They're not there because they're just the most patriotic Englishmen to ever exist, and they want Pippi Longstockings to fucking win the quadruple megla fucking ultra championship in the main event over every pushed AEW act instead.
Hey, yo, example
And I love Billy, bro, and I think he should win a championship in the main event. Probably maybe all in 3, but like it is what it is, bro. He's got to lay down for the champ. Forbidden Door.
I'll tell you guys what, Joe. You know, it's a good example of what AO's been speaking to. A lot of the early New Japan Strong shows struggled because, like, for whatever reason, they construct cards that were very much like a lot of like the LA Dojo type centric guys, and a lot of the American people that they were affiliated with. And like people were like, brother, we want to see Okada. We want to see, you know, your stuff. We like New Japan. And so when fans started constructing cards in the States that more resembled cards that they would have domestically,
they do like more hybrid cards. Like they would still get like the LA Wrecking Crew on and shit, but you know, Okada would also pop up every now and then.
And now,
West Coast Wrecking Crew, my fault.
Yeah, now we're at a point where they at least resemble New Japan cards rather than literally just its own like weird little semi-affiliated thing.
Yeah,
they do better. So.
Absolutely. All right. Now that AO's back, you can take us home with the super chats. But if Rob is still mic'd up, I think Rob should enter the program just because we've been such a unit tonight.
I brought you up, Rob. Defend the allegations that you're a front runner. If you were still here.
It'd be great if he's not after we just set this up the way we did.
Yo, can y'all hear me? No, first of all, okay, I wasn't even like I would bro, I've been like
Yo, Rob had to turn off his 2010 NXT
so
I'm crying.
So you're so mad.
Bro, just 2010 NXT on the television screen, cock in hand. He was going to town.
I'm actually
wow. Watching Takeover the end.
I'm watching the June 6th, 87 edition of Crockett Promotions, actually. You're mad.
You're blessed.
Look at him just twerking for Joe, bro. Look at him just throwing ass for Joe. Bro, he's like,
what are you talking about?
He was like, oh, Papa Holbert's gonna be so proud of me. Papa Holbert.
Rob and I were historians.
No, because I can admit,
baby doll just hit on Dusty Rhodes. He's looking at it.
I did throw on 2010 NXT. And you know what? Ibu told me to turn it off, and I told him go fuck himself. So, and it is what it is. Niggas is mad. Anyway.
Rob, you don't gotta lie to kick it. You were watching fucking 2011 SmackDown.
Yo, Rob, you know how I said that like Joe was allowed to say like this is for the sickos because it was some sick shit that he was talking about watching or was talking about popping them. But like Rob is the same way in the entire opposite direction. Well, he'll turn on a 2011 main event and like WWE main event, like the television show, and watch it earnestly and be like, "Yes, I'm enjoying what I am doing right now. This is how I want to spend my time by watching this 08 WWE Velocity." Like, what is wrong with you?
Last week I was watching 2015 SmackDown.
How many since you've gotten the network / Peacock, how many Velocity or Heat Val Venus matches do you think you've seen?
I haven't seen any of the Heat or Velocity ones, but I have seen a lot of 98 Raw ones.
I was gonna say, bro,
fair enough.
Joe, it's remarkable with Rob. Like I popped on Rob's Discord the other night, right? I'm like, what we got here? And all I hear is we are wild. I was like,
you know what the thing is? I was trying to find the McGillicuddy promo, but I was like, nah, bro, I gotta get immersed. When I'm watching old shit, I gotta get immersed. I gotta get the vibe.
It, man. I respect
know
it.
wild. I will sit through anonymous general manager segment.
Let's get into these super chats.
Let's do that. Yes.
This has been a journey. Shot-Town's first $5 super chat. Word that Daniel Garcia is in a stop-start pattern because the contract is coming up. I think DG is one of those guys they like a lot, but they're also like, oh, he's 25, and they're taking that for granted. And they're like, DG will be here the next 15 years. Will he be here the next 15 years? I hope so. He might not. He might fucking leave though, bro. So I feel like they should invest more into him and throw him a good dollar amount because he really is one of the cornerstones of the future if they let him be.
Hey, listen, man. If Lola Vice DMs that nigga and says, "Come to the PC, Poppy," I mean, that's, you know what I mean. It's like
it is what it is. My nigga's gonna have to go. I look
Go
at
ahead
it
and make
differently
that
if he
happen.
stayed,
You know,
bro.
I really thought that if it was about to break down the contract, like, you know, like the bidding war potential of Daniel Garcia, and he said Lola Vice. I said, oh fuck.
This is someone who WrestlePurists has a really good relationship with. I didn't know if Ibu was gonna peel back the curtain or something. Throw some, you know, what Danny might be thinking about a little bit. But he's just like, yo, if Lola Vice is trying to fuck, it is what it is.
Bro.
Yeah, you got to buzz that
Yo,
down, bro.
Brian Pillman Jr. knew what it was, bro. He said Brian Pillman Jr. got that contract. He said, yeah.
Yo, Pillman Jr. immediately found a PC baddie as soon as he got to NXT. And then his girlfriend was on Twitter talking about my Brian Pillman got a job, and then he immediately dumped me. Didn't even entertain the thought of me going to Florida with him. Cancel him! And then people in the quotes are like, oh my God, he's such a piece of shit. We're not gonna let him get away with this. And then finally someone with sense was like, so you guys just broke up and he like didn't like abuse you or talk down to you or anything, like y'all just broke up? And she was like, yes. And then everybody's just like, what the fuck you crying?
Yeah. Shout out Brian Pillman Jr. for knowing what the vibes was in the PC.
Bro, people were horny to shit on Pillman Jr., bro, until they found out like he didn't really do anything wrong. He just broke up with his girlfriend.
bro in the
I am
comments said,
for rolling 100%.
yo, bro in the comments said, this might be the magnum opus. Is this the pod that wins the Emmy?
We'll send this into for consideration. The homie Berkey $2 super chat. Ayo, a Celtics fan, knew what it was. Next Funk praise.
Hell yeah.
Oh, brother.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm not a Celtics fan. I am actually, my number one fandom in the entire world in all sports is LeBron Ramon James. I was not a Miami Heat fan. I was a wherever he at fan. It will remain that way until he retires. My actual team, which makes me rooting for the Celtics in the finals even more disgusting, is the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. So, the fact that I could even look at the Celtics with any type of please win a championship is very disgusting. I don't pretend to be a good person up here, folks. I'm a very flawed human being, but I cannot let Luka Doncic get one. It is what it is, brother.
Yeah, Luka cannot win.
Sacrifices have to be made.
Vernacular $2 super chat. Crowd last night is why you run your TV in real cities. I agree.
That's facts. Stop going to bumblefuck Missouri,
bro. Now they're going to like the quarter of Colorado now, and not instead of running Denver. Like they refuse to run Denver or whatever, and they've been to Colorado like 3 times. They're just like in West Bumblefuck. I don't get it, bro.
Can they run Denver?
They need to try to fuck with the. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
I was saying they need to try to, if they can, like not run obviously like Royal Albert Hall or some shit, but like if they have the opportunity to, they need to try to run some smaller venues internationally, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the vibe. They want a better vibe. Shit,
I think like a European tour would be a great idea. I think the reason they're hesitant is they want to like drive everyone in Europe.
It's like, bro, if you want to see all the wrestling happen, you better buy that all in ticket. I get it, but at the same time, I feel like just touring around Europe would grow the promotion.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just Europe. I'm talking go to Mexico
for sure. For sure.
I'll go to Puerto Rico.
This is like, I know this is an open-ended question. We're wrapping up just quickly, but like, let's say next year they took a break from Wembley and they did it all in like a smaller venue, right? Do you think they'd succeed at WWE's strategy of just kind of doing hot B shows in international markets? If they tried that?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
For
sure. Yeah. Because the markets are starved because they haven't done any international shows other than that show. You know?
Yeah. So that's why they sold out so quickly. Wembley.
If they did that next year and they did like all in at say like the O2 Arena, just for example, and then instead they did like the week of TV all in, you know, the UK or whatever. They would still do great fucking business doing that. You know, there's different ways to do it for sure.
You could charge up the ass and still get like 16.
Yeah, certainly can. Look at that Glasgow show coming up, right?
I don't get why AEW is such like gate merchants. Like, I don't know. I don't get it because like you're gonna get $1 billion from Warner Brothers, Like your money comes from, and WWE's money. Like they're bro, like whatever they earn from the gates is play money, bro. Like the Saudis, like
The show
pay them like that
apparently-
100 over. But
The reason apparently was what was the show, the pay-per-view in Orlando? The
Revolution?
Punk wrestled.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution 2022. Yeah.
That was the show I think that sold out in like an instant. And because of the way that the Ticketmaster deal works, their house was like their gate was like nowhere close to what it should have been considering how many tickets they sold because that was when their prices were still lower. So if you look back, since then there's been a very very clear shift in terms of like, oh, we're gonna
bro,
make sure we get
who
bang for our buck.
cares, bro?
I'm with you, yeah. The fan, it
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sucks.
Fuck my
Yeah.
God.
Dude, in a couple of weeks, WWE are going to be in Glasgow. They're going to actually walk out in front of the people and say, guys, we did it. Record gate tonight. And people are going to cheer.
And
It's
people are
like,
gonna
dude,
stand up and cheer, bro.
hey.
Like why?
It's
Why
like,
do you,
bro?
imagine them doing that at like a football game or a basketball
Yeah.
game, either to
What the
American
fuck?
football, footy,
Yeah.
like basketball. Like they look at you like you're fucking crazy.
Bro, they don't
boo you,
do that
actually
shit.
Bro.
for you upcharging us. Like
We have
wrestling fans are brainwashed.
Bro, when they were in France, they were like, "This is the highest gate for this building
pop
for any
off.
SmackDown ever."
Right.
Bro,
They
because
just
what
like
happened,
they're
did the
like
Rumble thing.
yeah, I paid $10,000 for these shitty seats. Yeah.
bro.
All right, ATG $2 New Zealand. Mavs are up 8 in the first 5 minutes. The Mavs are up like 30 now.
Yeah,
The
they
Timberwolves are
put belt
getting
the ass right
punished.
folks,
Right.
we have some news here. A stipulation has been added to John Moxley versus Evil at Dominion.
Oh, brother. What
Yo.
is it? Now, well, let me get what's it called? Not Iron Man. What's this fucking lumberjack match?
Yes.
Oh,
Ah!
brother. Oh, brother. Oh,
Why?
you know why?
Yeah.
You know why? They want to make it like less of a hassle for the 50 run-ins. You're not gonna actually run in, you're just gonna roll into the ring.
Oh,
When you want to
just
interfere.
roll in. Roll
Just-
in.
it's just gonna be roll-ins.
Enochiism better than Gato booking. I'll just say it.
Fuck it, yeah.
Yo, low
I'll
key,
take
this year in New Japan, give me O2 of New Japan. Give me O2.
Honestly, this shit was kind of fun, even though it was bad. It's like, fuck it, why not?
You know, I've convinced myself that Evil's winning, right?
I don't know.
Anything's possible, dude. Absolutely.
I've convinced myself that Evil's winning.
Yo, I don't know what's going on with AI, bro. Ayo, did you see what AI described the chat as earlier for me?
Oh yeah, it seemed really accurate.
It was not accurate, and now I go to
Didn't it call you like a right-wing political pundit, and we was talking about
Oh
your,
yeah.
your leanings or something?
Yeah,
Twitter.
facts.
That is what it said, Joe. I don't know if you saw that. I posted
I
it.
didn't see it. No.
Yeah. Like the auto-generated like description of the chat was like, Eve was a former pro wrestler that is a right-leaning pundit. It was like, what is this shit?
They thought you were Stevie Richards.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And then I checked my Twitter feed, and the first thing I see is Andrew Tate, who I've never like fucking I've never typed his profile. And then the tweet is like, I'm gonna donate $200K for my nigger Trump. I'm like, what? Why are you showing me this? Like, what's happening? What is this?
Bro, you can't say the hard R on YouTube, bro. You're gonna get a
Bro, yo,
smoke.
what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah,
Nah, I think we're deep enough, right? We'll be all right.
we'll be all right. We'll be all right. They're not gonna find us,
Yo, do you remember when like Chris and Rob were dropping that on Twitch?
bro. Like immediately, like 5 minutes into
Bro.
the stream, I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Bro, what's wrong with you people, bro?
Hey, listen.
That shit was
This will all be over when we go to kick.
Like it was Def Comedy Jam. Like what the fuck?
right.
This will all be over when
In
we go to
02.
Exactly.
Chi-Town Spurs, $2 super chat. This episode should win a Pulitzer. Look, man, there's a lot of high art that's been done that it couldn't be replicated if we tried
No.
this episode.
Yo, everyone in the
Absolutely not.
comments saying recipes video on demand. It's over.
That's the vibe's gone, bro. They're gonna cook the vibe.
No,
This
we
is all fun and games to us. My payday, brother.
Yeah, we just out here.
Yeah.
What was the pay window?
Yo, we got like hundreds of dollars on the house, and Monty's like, can't give you any of it, bro.
Can't get it, bro. YouTube took it, bro.
I'll fucking quit, dude.
Fuck that.
I'll fucking
Peyton
walk out.
Carter. Peyton Carter, $20 super chat. This has been the funniest episode in WrestlePurists history. 10 out of 10, greatest episode ever. We appreciate you guys being patient with us
Dude.
and
I got
enjoying the
the show,
content that we have been able to put
This
out.
Loki makes me miss the Thursday shows. I can't lie. This makes me
Hey man, the vibes are vibing right now, man. Jonathan Gomez, $2 super chat. We appreciate you. WrestlePurists AEW Dynamite reviews of 5, 30, 24, 5 stars. We appreciate you, bro. Adam Legend, $5 super chat. AO's Mike beating our ears like Roosh is gonna beat up Max Slobber Knocker for the ages. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see how I sounded because I genuinely have no clue, bro.
Crazy.
But I know it was
And
terrible.
the thing is, we were popping at what you were saying, but we were also popping at the sound. But you just heard us popping, so you was like getting louder.
Yeah.
You getting more...
Bro, I had no. Bro, like I heard y'all. I felt like if I breathed, like you guys would start laughing. So I was like, "Oh, these motherfuckers! Like they're mocking my mic." So I like started talking louder, so like you guys can hear me. But I didn't know if it was like a volume issue or just like I sounded like Darth Vader or what was going on.
This has been godlike.
Bulk Grinder, $2 super chat. Give Hechicero the TNT Championship. I'd be against that.
That'd be pretty sick.
He'd have a nice little TV run. Peyton Carter, another $5. We appreciate you. Y'all rocking with the Forbidden Door still? Now we're rocking with the Prohibited Portal. TNA.
Hey, man.
Bro, them putting that on a t-shirt is the most like TNA thing ever.
Is that a real
like
thing?
You guys just love. Yeah, Jordan Grace put Prohibited Portal on a t-shirt, bro.
Oh God.
It's just like
Joe,
like you guys just love being like the off-brand like little brothers. The problem is,
shit. I can only dunk on it so much because like I laugh and have fun, but then I'm one AJ Styles graphic away from turning into a sicko. You know, there's the word.
You get an AJ Styles graphic.
Bro,
listen, if Sicko would be fitting for the shit I'd do from that.
Joe, AJ's gonna have us pretending that we like fucking Josh Alexander.
100%.
Kirk Angel.
He's gonna have us pretending to like Josh Alexander.
If Mr. TNA returns to the Impact Zone, I'm gonna have to put some agendas aside and tune into that programming, bro. Like,
I just had my locked in. I'm sorry.
AJ is such a he'll do anything they ask him. He'd absolutely do that, dude. Like,
bro,
he'd come on this show if they asked him to.
Yo, let's keep it a stack. AJ and Mike Bailey, 20 minutes. That's not gonna be 4.5.
It's gonna be gas.
It would totally be Josh.
Yeah,
dude, you got it right the first time. It would be Josh. They would totally give him that match, right? Sandy's contract is coming up though.
Oh man,
I mean, it's not, but like there was that weird thing where
did y'all see this motherfucking Moose tweeting at Drew McIntyre?
I saw that.
That was hilarious.
Crazy.
Let's just leave that.
He's like the last time. You know what happened the last time we met? I took a belt from you then.
Brother,
we've had a great time.
Punk business now. What are you talking about?
And it was Orleans Joe and everything. First off, again,
Joe just reminded me that Josh Alexander was trying to get the fuck out of TNA, and TNA had an option year left, and he was like, "Do not pick up my option." And they're like, "We're picking up your option, bitch ass." They're like, "We're actually here for another year."
Do you remember that graphic that literally said, "We have picked up the option"?
Yeah, he's like, they deleted the tweet.
They realized what it looked like. Like they realized, like.
Then they lied and was like, they were like, Josh Alexander has re-signed with TNA. No, he hasn't, bro.
No, he did not. And then Josh Alexander was like, "No, I fucking didn't. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Consent is absent here. Victor Patino, $5 super chat. For the record, the first 2 months of Mercedes was a stirring of the wellness execs from her past. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, bro.
I don't know what that is, cuz.
What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
We appreciate the super chat. I'm sure whatever you said was facts.
It may have made
unless
sense
you were
at the
insulting
time.
Mercedes.
It could have been an hour ago in the show.
No, but we appreciate the super chat.
When Victor sent that super chat, he didn't realize we were going to be talking about Moose by the time that it came around. So,
all right, we were all caught up on super chat.
Okay, all right. Let's do some plugs and let's get the hell out of it because it's almost It's been a hell of a time, though. Marcus, do you have anything to put over anything to plug, mate? Go for it. Marcus?
Well, history was made yesterday, so y'all know about my Florida Gears podcast, Swamp Inside Florida Athletics. We had an interview over there last spring of DJ Lagway, who was the #1 quarterback in high school football who committed to Florida. Yesterday, he was featured in a Gatorade commercial.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Seems like you're on that nigga dick.
hey, that's too much. Yo, come on, man.
Seems like you're on his dick. I don't know.
Bro, I'm just pointing out. I had on my
There was a minute.
Gatorade commercial.
There was a moment of silence there, and I thought, I was going to say something. I was going to say something.
Why would you do this to me? Yo?
Oh,
You
fuck
can
you,
see, so you can
Gators.
see
It
him
is what
coming
it
after a
is.
while. You got your
What
back
the
to the
Swerve's there?
ropes,
How about
hands
that?
up. It's very, you got to be careful. All right, good. Anyway, good stuff, Marcus. Well done, bravo. All right,
Fuck you, AO.
Rob, we appreciate you being mic'd up, ready to slot in here. Do you have anything to plug other than the professional wrestling you're currently watching?
You know what we do on Tuesday.
Yes.
Shout out 2010 NXT. We be doing our fucking thing.
What the fuck?
Tremendous.
This nigga watching
Wait, how did you become part of We in 2010 NXT?
I don't know.
Right?
Rob
You was my
identifies
PC?
the randomest shit, bro.
I
I'm telling you,
respect
bro.
it.
If you're in a chat with Rob Joe, he's gonna send you a screenshot of like fucking. It'll just be.
Yo, I got a playlist full of Tommy Rich.
It'll be-
that I've been
Yeah, Rob and I have talked
watching.
graps, dude. We've
Bro,
compared footage, you know.
It'll
Good
be
stuff.
a Cayenne screenshot, and it'll be like, we are fucking locked in. I'm like, all right. You
So
know?
locked in.
Yeah, actually,
Hold on
it
now,
genuinely-
kind time now.
Yeah.
I
Hold
might
on.
be there.
Wait a
I
minute.
might
Hold
be there.
I did like.
Yeah, I might have to.
I'm a fan of Taka. I like me some Taka. You know.
There you go. All
He
right.
was doing his thing.
Ever do you ever hit a plug, brother?
Listen, man. Backup Hangman. This has been a lot of fun. Daddy came back home. You know what I mean? Follow me at Backup Hangman. If you happen to be a WrestlePurists
Grown
viewer
ass
that
man.
watches- Anyways, if you happen to be someone that just only watches the Dynamite review, I hope you enjoyed my contributions to this show. Follow me at Backup Hangman on Twitter. That is at Backup Hangman on Twitter. I do spaces sometimes, and I may do one relatively soon. So, other than that, nothing really else to plug. But yeah, vote me for president if Trump gets gets fucked here. I don't know.
Well, all right.
You know.
Tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern, the Late Night Grin 111. We have a format that reads Chad Gable, Donald Trump. So that's the level of preparation. We're ready to go. We're locked in. 3-man team. Fired up, Late Night Grin 111. Okay, Al, I think we have one last super chat, and then feel free to put anything over, plug anything, and take us home, mate. Go for it.
Let's see.
I think we have
Oh,
one
we do.
last one, I think.
Chi-Town Swerve with another $5. We appreciate you. Took WWE 5 years from Mercedes to successfully defend a singles title. 72 hours in AEW. Noticing. I didn't even know that statistic was true. That's nasty. Yo,
incredible.
WWE refused to like acknowledge what they had in Mercedes. Like even pretend like they appreciated what they had in Mercedes.
Yeah,
But,
that's wild.
You know,
Crazy stuff.
their loss is my gain.
Because
There you go.
every time she won the belt, she would like just trade it back and forth with Charlotte. So
I have nothing to talk about. We might do a Sunday podcast. I appreciate my co-hosts for keeping this ship running while I had a whole bunch of shit going on. But we made it to the end. We here.
we did.
Tremendous. All right, there we go, folks. We hope you enjoyed this. Please like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. We deserve a comment after this, right, fellas?
We do.
Leave a comment. It
For
helps us
sure.
out a lot. And with that, we're out of here. I'll take us home, mate. Go for it.